Everyone, welcome to Late Night Boxing Talks. So, there's a lot going on. In my previous video, we talked about what's going on with old Danny Boy and how the wars is closing in on him. So, you know what I mean? Oscar's all wrapped up in a sex scandal. So is Joseph Diaz. There's a lot of boys misbehaving themselves around these ladies over there at Golden Boy Promotions. Oscar got a sex scandal. Joseph Diaz got a sex scandal. And who knows what the hell going to happen with that. Hey, what's goody Eson? What's goody Don't Ask Me? What's goody Daniel? What's goody Sophia? And yeah, man, it's shit is hitting the fan for a lot of people. I feel like Oscar has been coming apart at the seams the last couple of weeks, the last couple of months. And it's not hard to see what might have drove him over the edge because business isn't really booming. I heard a lot of inside things, some disgruntled fighters with Golden Boy Promotions that are looking to leave and go elsewhere. I heard some inside things. I just don't talk about them because I don't want to put anything out there that might be consequential to them, so I don't talk about it. And yeah, ever since Canelo Alvarez left, it's not hard to see how that might have made things more difficult for Golden Boy, and that how that might have relegated them to DAZN to being the stepchild. That you don't really have anything equivocal to what you had in Canelo Alvarez, and you might be trying to turn Ryan Garcia into a star, but Ryan is too unstable. He just came back after a year, and he sold 15,000 tickets fighting Emmanuel to go, which is saying a lot because it's not a title fight. Ryan hadn't fought in a while. Emmanuel to go is virtually unknown in the American market. So, yeah, you sold your 15,000 little tickets, but overall, you can't compensate for what they had with Canelo Alvarez. They had the biggest cash cow draw right now in boxing, and they lost them. And in the last 2 years, you see that things really haven't been the same for them, that he really was carrying them, and everybody knew that. Oscar, more and more, he's just been getting weirder and weirder. It looks like he tried to have something going with Triller, and then people quickly realized that, Triller's unstable, bro. They couldn't handle a simple mandated title defense between Teofimo Lopez and George Kambosos. That they couldn't handle that. They just couldn't get it done, Get it over the line. Get it done. You know what I mean? Jay was good. Willie was good. You know what I'm saying? Porchek was good. Chris was good. You know what I mean? They really couldn't handle that. So when you think about that, I thought that what Golden Boy wanted, and I think this is what they wanted because I heard things from the other side. I heard things. Remember, Oscar's proposed comeback, it wasn't going to be on DAZN. It was going to be on Triller. And then they called the whole goddamn thing off. But remember, his comeback was supposed to be on Triller. And it kind of started looking like, oh, what, are you trying to have a thing with Triller? Because Franchon Crews versus Aline Cedar-Ruz, initially, it was going to be on Triller, back when Triller had the rights for Lopez versus Kambosos. And then things got really quiet for Franchon. Things got really quiet for that fight. Everybody knows what happened, that they lost the rights to it. They lost the rights to Lopez versus Kambosos, which left Franchon's fight in the air. And the next time you see Franchon, she's with Matchroom. And she's going to be in action next week for the undisputed super middleweight title fight. Expect a breakdown of that fight next week. I'm not letting that one go under the radar because that fight is going to be a very good fucking fight. I'm very much looking forward to that. I will say my preliminary thoughts for those that didn't hear them. Aline Cedar-Ruz is a late starter in the sport. She's been inactive a while, so is Franchon. So in some ways, they're even in that arena. But what Franchon has that I think is a bit of a key for that fight is she has a great loop and overhand right. And Aline Cedar-Ruz is a very upright fighter. Because she's so tall and because she's a late starter, she's not accustomed to having to hunker down and keep the hands hot and not get hit with no stupid shit. She's accustomed to being taller than most of her opponents. So she looks like she's in line for that overhand right. I just question if it's enough on it that Franchon could take her out. That's what I question. Because Maricela Cornejo took like fucking 5 of them shits. And she lost both them fights. But she took like 5 of them shits and didn't go down. Shout out to George. Keep away from jailbait in Mexico. That's what you got to tell them cats, man. They like them young. I don't even know why they like them young joints, man. If you were old cat, What you want some wet behind the ears joint for anyway? They don't know the fuck they doing. Get you an old slut. They know what they doing. Oscar, man, all these cats is wilding, B. I don't understand them. Not even Oscar. I think it was JoJo that's in trouble. Yeah, it is JoJo that's in trouble for trying to send dick. Like, bro, these bros on the internet don't even want to see your meat. Fuck is wrong with you, fam? Go to a fight party, talk up a joint, and get some butt, yo. Like, the fuck? On the internet. I don't understand cats that try to pull joints off the internet anyway. Fuck around and be a catfish. Get there, got whiskers and shit. Oh, this is my Prowler flannel sheet. This is what I wear like when I try to rob somebody's house. This is what I will wear, like, so I could be in fashion, but they still can't see me. Like, look, you can't see me. Where am I? Where? I ain't nowhere. See what I mean? But real shit, yo. Like, I don't understand. Like, ever since I was young, I always, like, what you want a young joint for? Like, some old wet behind the ears joint, scared to do things. That's bold. Like, fuck that. Get you an old slut that been around and know the secrets and the Kama Sutra and all that shit, yo. You trying to send these young joints dick pics. Like, don't nobody want to see that shit. You think them young joints don't want to see that shit? You got peroxide in your hair, bro. That peroxide is rotting your fucking brain, bro. That's another thing. A lot of motherfuckers, any motherfucker that's willing to put some shit in their hair, I always look at them type of motherfuckers. Like, why you doing that? You trying to be Cisco? Trying to be Gold Dust? Y'all remember Gold Dust on WWF before it turned into WWE? Gold Dust. Shit is crazy. Like, I don't understand that shit. Like, he trying to mac them young joints for what, bro? Want some old greenhorn, you know what I'm saying? Get you a blowjob and she using her hand more than her mouth. It's like, man, come on, man. Like, the fuck? I don't understand shit like that. But anyway, this is the other thing, too. Let me not jump to conclusions because at the end of the day, all of that is alleged. You know, until there is some kind of finality to that situation, I got to treat it the same way I treated the Romero shit. I could think whatever the fuck I want, but ultimately I cannot brand you guilty based on allegations. I cannot do that. For all I know, it could be an extortion attempt. For all I know, it could be a chick that she probably sucked your dick and now she trying to get you in trouble because y'all not cool anymore. It could be any myriad of things that I don't know because I don't have all the facts, so I should not presume to have all the facts. I should not castigate. I'm just saying that in general, you shouldn't be talking to young joints. In general, like just in general, to prevent shit like this from happening, you should not be talking to no young joints for what? You a fucking world champion. Go to Vegas, get you a seasoned, experienced slat, and you get a blowjob, bro. Like, the fuck, man? Like, and he ain't married anyway. Fuck, he talking to these joints. That shit don't make no motherfucking sense, yo. Like, you married, bro. Like, tell your wife to do that. I don't know. I was Goody Century, was Goody Mall, Lisa Bale's in the building. But yeah, like, I never understood the fixation that some men have with young, ripe joints. Like, bro, like, you got glitters on her sneakers, bro. It's like fucking colors, mad colorful sneakers and shit like that. What the fuck? Like, nah, fam. You an old bird like a Sharon Stone. You know what I'm saying? She done had them orgies. She done did them things. You know what I'm saying? Fuck, you look like talking to some joint that got colorful kids and shit. Wearing Crocs and shit. That shit don't make no sense. Like, what you gonna do with that? What y'all gonna do? Play Pokemon? Fuck is y'all gonna do? I was Goody, pull check, appreciate that. I don't understand shit like that. Like, what the fuck you gonna do with some old young bird? Like, it don't make sense. Comment in the building. I think she was with it until he started the weirdo shit. And that's where, yeah, it probably was. Like, she's probably down to do all types of freak shit. And then he just, I don't know, he probably like put one of her scrunchies on. Like, do I look nice? He put like a scrunchie on. She came in with it like a pink scrunchie. And he put it on his head. Or he put it on his meat. Does he look nice? A lot of cats is weird, man. Like, Oscar's a weird cat. Because every time you hear about his shit, you can't just fuck a broad. You always gotta go overboard. You can't just get a blowjob. You gotta wear her fishnets when you get the blowjob. You can't just bust some ass. You gotta have a broad. Like, bro, you wildin', fam. You gotta do all that to get off. The fuck going on? What is going on? All this weird ass shit. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Sometimes I think people be too bored, and that's dangerous. Like, you know, it's in the Bible. Idle hands do the devil's work. These motherfuckers just be idle. Like, you know what I want to do? I want to fucking stuff a gram of coke up a bitch pussy and then snip. Like, man, you wildin', fam. Like, you need to just calm down, bro. Do you think tricking is for suckers? Nah. See, this is what I'm gonna say, Dre. It's not that. See, what do you define as tricking is the real question. If you are spending beyond your means for a joint, then yeah, you a trick because you can't even afford that. But if you got if you like Elon Musk and you got billions and you buying abroad all type of Birkin bag, well, that ain't nothing to you. You Elon Musk. You know what they say. It ain't tricking if you got it. But if you got a trick just to get it, like, in other words, if the only way for you to even get anywhere is to spin, then yeah, you tricking. Like, you auto. Like, if the only way you gonna get anywhere is, oh, you gotta spin, then yeah, you tricking. And I do think it's something wrong with that. You gotta learn how to do it off of general principles. Get you a book of jokes and then get fluid with the jokes, because you'd be surprised how much ass you could get off of just jokes. Just telling jokes and being funny. You get wild butt off of that. I ain't even cat. You know what I'm saying? Kevin Hart a little motherfucker, but I bet you that motherfucker be swimming in pussy, swimming in sauerkraut. From telling jokes. Jokes is the best shit, yo. Get you a book of jokes. You go to either Barnes and Noble or what's that other bookstore? I forgot the name of that bookstore. Go get you like a book of jokes or watch some good stand-up acts. Watch you some Eddie Murphy, both of the Eddie Murphys with the purple suit and the red leather suit. Watch you some Richard Pryor, round it out with some Bill Cosby, because Bill Cosby never said no curse words in none of his stand-up. Motherfucking watch you some Tony Baker, up-and-coming talent, up-and-coming comedian, very funny and not at all cliche, not at all niche. His humor is very unique, but it's very funny. Some Tony Baker. Tell you, jokes is the ticket, man. If you don't want to be out here buying shit you can't afford, or you got to get a Birkin just to get a bloat, man, listen, man, you better learn to tell some jokes. Shit. Jokes is the ticket, B. With a degenerate boxing fan. Ow. You know what I'm saying? Is the jacket CIA issue? Matter of fact, this ain't even CIA issue. This is Black Ops issue. Secret sector. Shh. Don't say shit. It's real shit, though, man. Like, a lot of motherfuckers do a lot of weird shit for pussy, man. I don't even understand that. I be seeing people on, like, Twitter and shit like that. Oh, my God. You're so beautiful. Like, bro, none of that shit is going to work. Nothing, none of it. You can sit there and say that shit every day for 365 days, and you ain't even gonna get a hand job. It don't make no sense to do none of that shit. Motherfuckers really be trying to mac broads. Like, bro, she probably live halfway across the country. What is the point? You better off trying to kick it with your neighbor, man. Get some booty from your block, or from the next block at least, or something, man. Shit don't make no sense. But yeah, you know, their sexual proclivities have gotten them in trouble. And now, you know, JoJo looking like a weirdo. Oscar been a weirdo. Now he seemed like an aggressive weirdo. Like, bro, you didn't used to have to do all this for no culo, bro. You didn't used to have to do all this shit. You used to be the dude, B. You pull up, all the joints is throwing their panties. Now you bugging out, bro. You supposed to be dealing with sophisticated slats. You ain't supposed to be doing all that shit. TNA. Aye. Speaking of Eddie Murphy, Wilder always reminded me of Mfumfu. Eddie. Oh, shit. Eddie, I want to talk to you. It's real shit, yo. I used to have a poncho with the same pattern. Aye. See, great minds think alike, man. Great minds think alike. You know what I'm saying? This way you can rob everybody and ain't nobody gonna see you. You jump in the bush, invisibility cloak, yo. Like the fucking elves on what's that shit? Lord of the Rings. They put the cloak on, you can't even fucking see them, yo. They blend into the environment. Damn, yo, real shit, Jonathan. Damn, homie. Exactly that. Like, Oscar used to get all the joints. Like, he didn't have to do nothing. He get all the joints. Now, you putting on fishnets, you putting on, like, you just doing mad. You doing too much. And what's Oscar, like 50? Like, are you too old for that shit, bro? Like, come on now. Like, you ain't supposed to get all fucking weird like that over no culo, bro. Leo was good. You know what I'm saying? The shit, motherfuckers is just getting weird. And then, yeah, the John Fury shit. I said my piece on John Fury. Like, bro, like, that shit was cool at first. That you the dad, that, you know, you like the Motley Crue type dad, you know what I mean? That you used to get, but like, yo, chill, fam. Like, now you just trying to be a glory hog now. Like, these motherfucking people ain't here to see you, bro. So why, like, if your son is having a face-off with a dude that he about to fight on Saturday, what the fuck are you doing? You literally trying to come between your son and him. To do what, bro? To fuck up the fight? What are you doing? The shit don't make no sense. Like, bro, and I said this shit when the Clarissa Shields shit happened with her brother and James Ali Bashir. I said it then, that family members should not be that close to the action, because whether people realize it or not, they emotionally invested. Somebody trying to fight their family member, nah, you need to be in the background, because this is business. This is the hurt business they about to fight. You need to be away from the action. John, he want to be in the fucking, like, bro, what the fuck? Like, what are you doing? Ricky Rose turned down the chick that was too greedy. That's how you got to do that shit, man. All right? It's like, I understand certain things that when you rich and you got like a lot of bread, then yeah, you ain't going to hesitate to spend a little just because of the hassle. Like, yo, I ain't really trying to sit here and poly with you all day. I dig that. Like, yeah, I understand that. But that's for the rich. For the rich. You understand? For the rich. John would have got folded. Yo, Dean would have fucking folded that motherfucker like a pair of slacks. Like, you doing John been doing way too much for the last 3 years, B. He, like, really, though. Like, he just been doing mad shit for the last 3 years. This is the great part. You see George Kambosos' father, you saw him fight week, and you saw him after the fight, and you don't see him every other day now saying, like, my son, like, nah, you don't even see him. Like, he gave his son his props. Like, he's just a proud father the way he's supposed to be a proud father. And that's it. It ain't supposed to be, yeah, I got the John Fury tour of the John Fury. Like, man, John Fury act like those middle-aged men that want to steal their daughter's boyfriend to prove they still got it. They still, he want to steal Fury's boyfriend. You mean girlfriend, right? Like, shit, man. I don't know, man, but it's a lot of shit going on. And, you know, this grabbed my attention. This is the real reason I went live, actually. Lance Pugmire tweeted, told by industry officials that the Errol Spence Jr. versus Yordenis Ugas pay-per-view number is looking like it's going to settle in the 240,000-ish range. Given the Easter holiday and busy sports calendar, a solid number, in my opinion. And it's, you know what the shit is? Look, man. If you haven't been able to surpass the number that you did with Mikey Garcia over 3 years ago, it's self-explanatory. And that's reality. That's not my opinion. You did 360,000 plus with Mikey Garcia. You haven't done that number since. What does that tell us? If the most pay-per-view buys you ever did was in your debut with Mikey Garcia, then what does that tell us? I ain't saying he ain't shit. I ain't saying he has no drawing power. I'm saying that people was really running around saying this man was the cash cow of boxing over Canelo. Not but a few months ago, it was people saying when Errol come back, he gonna do better numbers than Canelo. Where are these people, yo? Why do you say shit like that? Just to end up looking fucking stupid. No, I'm gonna tell you the truth, Sensory. No, I don't believe that's the real number. I know that the numbers that they report and the actual number is always embellished just a little bit and sometimes a lot. When they say, for example, if the reported number, let's say they say it's 260-ish, it's really 200,000 or 210,000. It's not 260-ish. Whatever it is, take a little something off of that. Whatever they put out there. So if they tell you, oh, it's tracking at around 250,000, no, it's tracking at 200,000, and you add more to the shit. Look, the Tuesday after Spence versus Porter, right? The Tuesday after that shit, Mike Coppinger came out with a crazy ass number, right? Came out with a gonzo ass number. 3 weeks later, when Bill Wenger spoke the boxing scene, the reported buys for Porter versus Spence was $277,000. Not 300, none of that crazy shit. The reported buys was 277,000. That's what was in the shit. Weeks later, when they would know, okay, this is what it did. You know what I mean? But if you look at it on a day, oh, nah, this shit is tracking up. Man, I don't believe that shit. I don't believe that shit. If you tell me it's 250,000, that tell me it's 210 or at around 200 because they always lie about the number. They always lie about the number. It ain't never different. They always exaggerate that shit. Lady Chin in the building. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, yo, that's what we gonna talk about tonight. You know what I mean? That's what we gonna talk about tonight. We gonna talk about how once again we see that no, he's not the face of boxing. Nowhere near the face of boxing. It's not even that you're not a draw. You a draw. But a lot of people are a draw though. You see what I mean? Amir Khan and Kell Brook is a draw in the UK. You a draw in Texas. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you could draw. Like, I ain't even gonna say he can't draw nothing, but cut the shit. Like, cut the fucking cap. The fuck are we talking about? 240,000 bars ain't shit. That's like, you see Pugmire. You see Pugmire. Oh, given the and the bro, 240,000 is not the year mark of nothing, bro. It's not. Like, let's keep it real, bro. The way for the hype that is always perpetuated and propagated. No, 240,000 is not. It's not, fam. Fuck are you talking about? It's not. Like, nah. If you can't do what you did with Mikey over 3 years ago, what does that say? You can't tell me, yeah, he's a superstar fan. Nah, he might have been buzzing like that 3 years ago. And don't say, oh, it's because people ain't got money. People ain't buying. Bro, people buy UFC pay-per-views. People buy WWE pay-per-views. Stop it. Stop it. Stop making excuses, fam. Stop. There ain't no reason to be making excuses. You don't get paid to apologize for none of this shit. Shit don't make no motherfucking sense. Don't make no motherfucking sense. You can't keep telling people you star, and he can't crack 300,000. The last time he did that was years ago. I said it yesterday on Beats Live. The biggest star in American. Yeah, B, like you already know, Doc. Long time no see, Doc. I ain't see you in a minute. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm gonna say, Eparokwa. I'm not gonna call him a dud. I just think that they felt that his marquee value is enough that you could give people substitutes. No, you can't. You gonna hurt his buzz doing that shit. If the people that pay is telling you we want this, then that's what the fuck you need to do. Because so far you ain't been able to get the 300,000. So your buzz did not grow. It didn't grow if you can't get the 300 fucking thousand. I didn't say I didn't say Bud did more than Porter. When did I say Bud sells more pay-per-views than Errol Spence? You trying to have a straw man with yourself because I'm hurting your feelings with facts. I didn't say Bud is a bigger draw than Spence. I didn't say Bud is a bigger star than Spence. I didn't say he sell more pay-per-views than Spence. So what the fuck are you talking about? Motherfuckers be coming up with fake arguments based on shit that didn't nobody say. I didn't say Crawford sells more pay-per-views than Spence. I said Spence is not a draw like that. That's what I said. No, he's not that big a draw. Not if you can't crack 300,000 by yourself, because 300,000 is the year mark, really. It's 3 and 4 that's the year mark, not 2, not 250. Where were the cheap tickets? Because mine were 500 each. I didn't say they were cheap, but I know he didn't sell out. I know that. If we gonna be real, look, I know you a Spence fan, right? But being a Spence fan don't change that since the Mikey Garcia fight, the number's been going down. You don't want to hear that, but what do you want me to say? Ever since the Mikey Garcia fight, the number's been going down, not up. They've been going down. Is that a lie? I'm lying. Virtuoso talk about the shit. Why they mad at me? Why they mad at me? And whoever got a fuck with me, you can hear Echo fix that shit. Why they mad at me? Because he can't crack 300,000. Why they mad at me?
I have no idea, man. They just have to suck it up and accept that he's not a pay-per-view star, man. That's like if your highest number against a Mexican that's not even in your weight class, then it is what it is, man. I think people need to stop cutting corners about these pay-per-view numbers, and just accept that, the bar's been lowered.
But this is what I'm gonna say. This is what I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna pass it to Doc because I ain't get to talk to Doc in a while. This is what I'm gonna say. The truth is, the bar hasn't been lowered. They are lowering their own bar to accommodate the star power that he doesn't have. I'm not saying he ain't shit. I'm not saying he don't sell nothing. I'm saying that for the hype around him, these numbers is not nothing special. Like 240,000, bro. Canelo sold more than that with Lara. Like we gonna play this fucking dumbass game? Like that's not 240 ain't shit.
What's up, fellas?
I was goody, was goody. Let
Hey,
me
Doc.
to the homie
Cracking.
Ricky. Let me
Gotcha.
talk to the homie Ricky real quick. You bring in intangibles. I didn't say shit about Crawford and Spence. I'm talking about a fight that happened. This is what you was doing yesterday, moving the goalposts. We talking facts, not predictions, not estimates. I estimate that Crawford versus Spence could probably do 400 to 500,000 because there's an organic buzz around that fight. But that's hypothetical. That's not reality. Reality is on the screen. And because you don't like it, you want to start talking hypotheticals. Doc was good, man. Where the fuck you been at?
Hey, I've been around, man. You know how
No,
it is.
you ain't been around, Doc. I ain't fucking fooling
I
you,
just
Doc.
ain't been around here. That's all. No.
What fuck you been at?
Oh man. How many times do we have to hang on a second? How many times do we have to explain to people that we're talking about? You're talking. What sounds to me, anyways. Correct me if I'm wrong, Julius. You're talking about the state of boxing in America as a whole. Like when someone brought up Crawford, you're like, nah, you ain't saying it. It's endemic. Nobody's a draw right now. I just said it in the chat. The biggest star in America is a Mexican. It's the truth.
Let me say this, Doc. This is what I think, right? I feel that what they did with him was counterintuitive because the way that people made money off of fights before was supply and demand. It was simple. If you see that people want to see a fight, then you make the fucking fight. You don't just wait. And what happened, we all know what happened, Doc. You know, Floyd and Manny made a lot of money waiting, and they started thinking, everybody started thinking that, oh, we got to do that with every fucking fight. No, you can't do that with every fucking fight, bro. So you going to end up killing a lot of fucking fights doing that dumb shit.
Yeah, and you see the results. I mean, look, man, you just talked about how, like, you said you were, I think, being optimistic, right? Spence Crawford does what, 400,000, you said?
I honestly believe that fight, when it gets made, it'll do 400,000.
That should be an all-time, like, that should be this generation. We've said this before. That fight should be this generation's friggin' Leonard Hearns.
It should. I agree.
It should, right? No, it's not even. It's not even. You know what I mean? A spot on that shit.
It's not.
And that is that. So what we're talking about is across the board. American boxing it doesn't draw. It doesn't draw.
Well, I'll say this. It depends because nobody wants to risk anything. You see what I mean? But like I'm gonna give you an example, right? Like right now, the homie Ricky, he's a big Spence fan, and he wants to talk about what the Crawford fight will do because he doesn't want to talk about what the Spence fight literally just did. You see what I mean? And it's a mentality. I think it's throughout the country, really, to where they want to put their finger over the sun and think that the rest of us can't see it. Like, bro, y'all the ones that say that he's super duper fucking popular. And when I look at the numbers, those are not super duper popular numbers.
Canelo Alvarez. Hold on. Wait. I got a question.
Okay.
In response to that. So, okay, I apparently missed it. So, tell me what Pepsi and Sprite commercials Spence is in.
None. You remember Leonard was in the Sprite commercials, and Leonard was in them shits, but he was in them shits with Duran too.
Yeah. Or what was Spence in Game of Thrones the way Mark Breland was on Miami Vice?
This is what I'm talking about. Thank
you. I mean, and I feel like an old man repeating myself, but people aren't getting it through their heads, obviously, or else you wouldn't be getting these.
Marvelous Marvin Hagler had many commercials. I think he had a pizza commercial. He had some other. He had a deodorant commercial.
Oh yeah. Anything else would be uncivilized.
Exactly.
Yep. Hey, don't forget, Marvin. He had the commercial when he was running in the Doonies with his boots on and his hoodie, screaming "War! War!"
Real shit.
That's good shit.
Like it ain't a knock on him. It's just that once again, this is what really makes me highlight this. A couple of years ago, 4 years ago, and I dug it up because I did a video on it. I'm probably gonna still do the video on it anyway. I dug up Ring Magazine's explanation for why they put him on a pound for pound list in the first place years ago, and they said it then. We're not putting him on here because he has a good resume. We're putting him on here because of the eye test. And when I look at everything that goes on now, 4 years later, it's the same energy that like, y'all just really want him to be something. He's not a bad fighter. I'm not going to say a bad fighter. I'm not going to say he's not a draw, but y'all want it too bad to the point to where it's like, look at what he said. Given the Easter holiday and the busy, bro, if you a draw, you a draw. It don't matter if it's fucking Easter, Christmas, or none of that. If you a draw, you a draw. Can you stop apologizing?
Question. Raising my hand here, Julius. Question. I have a question.
Go ahead.
Put Canelo Alvarez on that same exact date.
Exactly.
Oh boy.
Is he going to struggle? Are we going to have to make these qualifications when we talk about his numbers?
Of course,
there's no comparison at all.
So let me go to country. You see the number. Just what do you think about that number?
It's okay, but it's not like really good in my opinion. If he was a really big draw, he would have more than that. I mean, that's not bad. I'm not saying it's like weak or nothing, but I feel a person who's a big draw is going to have a lot more numbers than that.
Let me go to Villain. Villain, you see the number. You know how I feel about it. What do you feel about that number?
Simple, very simple. It's adequate. It's C level, B minus. There's absolutely nothing wrong with what he's doing. It's fine. But my biggest irritation is the fact that, Crawford will put up 160, 180, and all you hear about is how weak of a showing that is. he puts up realistically, like you said before earlier on, he putting up 210, 220 against a guy who's for undisputed, and it's a modest showing. So the fact is, when you have to start making excuses for why a fight isn't selling, that's generally a good indication that the guy's not a draw.
Now this is really what made me go live. It's the guys like Ricky. He just said
Oh my
Canelo.
God.
Let me deal with it. Let me deal with it. He
Este
says
güey.
Canelo probably does 300,000 on DAZN versus Bivol. Here's reality. Late last year, he fought on the same platform as Spence with a dude that people know even less than Ugas, because Ugas fought Pacquiao, so at least people know him for that. Nobody knew Caleb Plant, bro. He was never on pay-per-view at all, and he outsold Spence by far and wide. By far and wide. This is the reason that Spence is a recurring theme, because of guys like Ricky. They want him to be like, they get mad at guys like me for pointing it out. They get like, that's why we had the whole discussion yesterday about the pound for pound shit. They're like, yo, look, ESPN could put him where they want to put him. Ring could put him where they want to put him. I don't go by their list, and a lot of people don't go by their list. And because Ricky's young, what he doesn't realize, people used to swear by Ring Magazine. They used to, till they started bullshitting. People used to actually respect ESPN's rank standings until they started bullshitting. When you see Errol Spence is ranked above a guy that is way more accomplished than him in every way, you lose all credibility. It cannot be defended. You ranking him ahead of people that already did what he trying to do. And
They
you
don't
don't even
even
know if
have
he gonna do
Yoka
it.
on the list. They don't even have Yoka on the list, bro.
You
What
think
the
Spence
fuck?
is gonna be a 4-division champion, Esau?
No.
Bro, he can't even go to fucking 60 and with a belt, let alone fucking 58.
Bro, I don't even think. Hold up.
Yeah. Who's he?
I don't even
I don't
think.
even know if
Who
he
does
can win
he
a belt
beat?
at 54.
Yeah. Who does he beat at 160?
His
Honest
his
question. I'm not
his
trying to
best
be.
win.
I'm being.
His best win is a guy that has been beat multiple times, and that guy lost to his second best win. So it's like, bro, what? Like that just shows you how thin the resume is. Ugas is his third best win, probably. Ugas.
With
What
with
the
all
fuck?
due respect, you mentioning Canelo and Spence in the same conversation when it has anything to do with resumes or has to do with attendance is laughable. These two guys are not anywhere near the same, draw or resume. The fact that anybody will even argue it is not being objective. I don't care if you're the biggest Canelo fighter or hater in the world. The fact of the numbers he draws, he could be fighting Afghanistan, right? At 2 o'clock in the morning, 1 million people are going to be watching that fight. That is a fact. Spence could fight anybody and everybody. He's lucky to draw 500,000. He could fight the onlookers of 6 to 10 people at a time in a ring, and no one's going to watch that fight nearly what Canelo will do. Canelo could fight the bunny rabbit, honestly, in a costume, and he's going to draw half a million
Julius.
people. That's a fact.
Don't
I
give
get,
his mama
hold on.
cocaine.
Hold
Funny, man.
on. Go ahead, Leo, and let me say this to Chris. Chris, I'm trying to put something up on a thing. That's why I had to boot you out, because we already got 9 people in here. I got to use my other shit to upload this picture. Leo, go ahead while I do that.
Okay, this is gonna sound whatever, but I'm gonna say it. Look, I feel like a lot of people that use the term pound for pound don't know what pound for pound means, really. If you want to know what pound for pound means, you want to watch a list with the pound for pound fighters in the world, look no further than Ring IQ pound for pound list. It's going to explain you in detail why those are the best fighters in the world, pound for pound.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate that.
Oh yeah, man. You have the best list that makes the most sense, and tú sí supiste hacer tu lista, bro. No, tu lista sí está bien.
I appreciate that, because
The
this is what
reason-
people. Hold on, let me say this. What people don't realize is that Terrence Crawford is my favorite fighter. But he's not number 1 because he's my fucking favorite fighter. He's not even number 2, but he is my favorite fighter. That's the if I gotta watch a guy, like if I'm gonna watch my guy is Terrence, actually, more than his Canelo. But if I sat here and tried to tell you that Terrence deserves it more than Canelo, bro, what kind of fit like that don't make sense in no way.
No.
It just don't make sense.
The reason why your list makes sense is because you can detail every single slot on why the slot is there, why they're ranked in that position, and you do it from a position where you take emotion out of it. And that is exactly how it should be looked at. When you look at it and you throw a guy, when you throw a guy like Tank Davis on the list, and you have him on there and he has a Reggie belt, you've automatically disqualified yourself from saying, I'm speaking from a vantage point that doesn't involve my feelings.
Yeah, like for example, my feelings on Kazuto Ioka, right? At this point in the juncture in 2022. In 2022, I question whether or not he has the skills. Emotionally, I question that. But factually, he is a bona fide 4-division champion who still reigns as a champion. That's the facts. You don't have to like it. It's the truth. So I have to rate him as such. Gervonta Davis is not a bona fide multi-weight champion. So what is he doing there? Popularity. It's a popularity contest. Like
the fact they even have him tied with Josh Taylor was just a joke.
Yeah,
you hit on the problem, Julius, right there. Is
above
that the like you said, Ring Magazine used to be the shit, right?
Yep,
It used to be the Bible of boxing. Literally, that was what it was called, the Bible of boxing. That what you're alluding to is how it's not respected anymore. Why? Because of exactly what you're describing. The opinions expressed therein are found to be by the fans, whatever what you want to call it, biased, emotional, whatever the fuck, agenda driven, and that makes something like what you do more appealing because it's, forgive the word, but mechanical.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? There's like you said, it deals strictly in objective data
and logic.
Your explanation for pound and pound ranking is more comprehensive, whereas their legacy media is they use pound for pound more as a marketing tool.
Yeah, that's the perfect way to put it, because pound for pound, and let me just explain this for the people that haven't heard me explain this already. Pound for pound is all about skill without weight. You're measuring skill because the basic idea is measuring the skill of the smaller man against the size of the bigger man to prove that even though he doesn't weigh as many pounds as the bigger man, he's a better fighter and is more skilled than the bigger man. That's the whole point. The most literal incarnation of a pound for pound fighter here today. And a lot of people going to think I'm biased. Remember, Crawford is my guy more than anybody. Crawford is I'm a fan of Crawford, but the most literal incarnation of what a pound for pound fighter is Alexander Usyk.
Literally. Hey, but
Absolutely.
ESPN has Errol above him. ESPN has Errol above him, bro. That's ridiculous to me, bro. It's insulting, to be honest, too. It's insulting, I feel. It
is disrespectful.
You're gonna really insult the boxing, because the pound for pound is for the this is boxing fan shit. I know now it's promotion, but you're gonna tell me that Errol Spence is above Alexander Usyk?
Now let me break this down. Let me break this down. The existential question that pound for pound asks. This is the only portion of pound for pound that most people even know. If the smaller man were the same weight or the same size as the bigger man, who would win? The only one who really answered that question in real life, no figurative, no pretend, none of that. The only one who actually answered that question is Usyk.
Yeah.
Literally. Now, I don't have him at number one because I have a set criteria. But if what you're trying to convince me is that these guys is close to him, let me break this down for you. Let's say Terrence Crawford beats Spence and becomes undisputed 2 times. Let's say Usyk becomes undisputed 2 times. Who do you think deserves it?
What if Canelo goes undisputed 2 times?
Usyk.
The proof is that the question is, if the smaller man with the same weight or the same size as the bigger man, would his skills be enough to win a fight? We saw that already. Usyk Joshua. We saw it already.
Yep.
That's that. These motherfuckers get away from the point so much because everybody's criteria is different. My criteria is, okay, if you're the real deal, I'm going to come up with a checklist. And the checklist is based on Sugar Ray Robinson, Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran. Why? Because these was the fucking guys, bro. Tommy Hearn, these was the guys. And what did all these guys have in common? They were all champions, not just champions, at multiple weights. They didn't just fight one champion and oh yeah, I'm the shit. No, there was a whole thing, a whole title defenses and unifications and things. It's a
Listen,
whole thing.
listen.
You just
I
said
had a
Canelo would beat Usyk.
Yeah, but he like you already like look, he was trying to sell us Lamont Peterson yesterday, bro, and he didn't even know who he
Oh
was.
God,
He was
Jesus,
trying to sell
man.
us Lamont Peterson yesterday. He was trying to sell us Mikey Garcia as a quality win for a welterweight. Peep this shit.
What
Mikey,
rationale do you come up where you could possibly think that Canelo could ever beat Usyk?
bro, I
Where?
literally don't know.
What metric can you come up besides your feelings?
So what? Now this guy now he's a Canelo fan when he was a Spence fan yesterday.
No, what he is, you know what he really is? He's biased towards American stuff, and whatever is slightly American, he's always gonna lean towards that. And that's the silliness that goes on in American media when it comes to boxing. That's why Tank is there. Tank should not be there. For having
No.
Tank there,
At all.
for having Tank there, you might as well have Kosei Tanaka there. Why? He's younger than Tank, and he was a real 3-division champion. A real one. Real belts.
So does that mean if Rolly somehow beat Tank, they'd start putting Rolly up there?
I mean, that
Oh my God.
He's on my list.
Have happened.
He's on my list already.
Now let me let Lady Chen in on the conversation. Lady Chen, go ahead.
What up? Everybody's pound for pound is a bit subjective, but I have noticed because I wanted to know. I think I spoke to AJ about this. Like, for instance, when Teofimo Lopez beat Lomachenko, you put Teofimo Lopez in the pound for pound list. Why does he adopt someone else's pound for pound list if he's only stayed in one weight category and been the champ in one weight category?
I'll break it down. Let me break it down for you as simple as I can, right? Okay, so let's say Vasil Lomachenko, and I didn't have, let me just say, okay, let's say I had Vasil at number 5, right? Teofimo comes along and beats him. Now Vasil is not on the list. He creates a vacancy. The vacancy will be occupied by Teofimo. But before he occupies it, I'm going to look at what you did. And I'm going to compare what you did to everybody else on this list. And that'll tell me where you fall. And if your resume is weak outside of that one win you got, you're going to land at number 10. What happens after that, once you land at number 10, you're the one that's in the most danger of falling off the list. That's what just happened to George. See, George beat Teofimo. That's the only champion you ever beat. But because you beat him, I have to reflect it. Okay, you beat him and you got your spot. But as soon as somebody comes along and they have a better argument than you, they're getting on and you're falling off. Now, George isn't on the list because the argument got weaker over time. Why was Vasil Lomachenko ranked high? Was it because of one victory? No, it was because he was a multi-weight champion. What did you fight, Teofimo? You fought a naturally smaller fighter. I have to account for that. That's not his real weight. He debuted at featherweight. That was his 3rd division. This is your only division. So when you beat him, you don't automatically go to 5. No, when you beat him, you're going to get a spot. Then based on what you already did, then I'm going to decide where you go. And when I decided where Teofimo went, he ended up at 9. Then when George beat him, he ended up at 10 because that's all you did. All you did was beat Teofimo. You got your spot, but that's all you did. So Gennady Golovkin unifies the title. Then I got to look at Gennady. Okay, well, Gennady didn't just beat one champion. He beat 2. Gennady hasn't just been a champion. He's been a unified champion. This is the 2nd time he became a unified champion. He has a better argument than you. So he ends up at number 9. And when Spence, this past weekend, Spence returned to action. Oh, you unified a 3rd world title? You know what that means? Gennady goes to 10. Errol goes to 9. George is off the list.
See, I don't put me personally, I don't put anyone in my pound for pound list if they haven't been a multi-weight champ.
It's tenuous. I'm gonna tell you why it's tenuous to do that.
That's fair.
I'm gonna tell you why it's tenuous to do that. I'm gonna tell you why. You could reflect what the person did in their division that proves that they're the best in the world. You can do that, but they don't, in other words, they don't have to be a multi-weight champion to be on the list, but to be number 1, oh yeah, you have to. You have to. To be number 1, you have to. That's the point of the list. You have to show that even if you go up in weight, the skill is still there because that's the point. It's skill over weight, pound for pound.
And I don't put heavyweights in. unless
Yeah, I
they're
don't put
only
heavyweights. I don't
like
put
cruiserweights if they've gone to heavy or whatever. But
exactly like
yeah.
if you a career heavyweight, like if you a career heavyweight, your whole career you've been a heavyweight. The reason it doesn't make sense to put you there is because your superiority is already implied by your size. We don't need to put a heavyweight there. It doesn't make sense. The list is literally for everyone but heavyweights. But ESPN, they still got Fury in there for fighting Wilder 3 times in 3 years.
I know.
The shit don't make sense, bro.
Julius, can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
Let's talk about Spence and Golovkin.
Mm-hmm.
They are in your pound for pound list. I can assume, being in your pound for pound list, you can project in the future that they might be competitive in another weight class. I mean, if you are pound for pound, they should be able to get a title in another weight class. Do you think Spence or Golovkin can do that?
I would say, let's say that I'm gonna give you an example, and this is the only way I could see it happening. But if the question is it possible? Yes. For example, if it were Errol Spence Jr. versus Erickson Lubin for a vacant title at junior middleweight, I would pick Spence to win that fight.
Yeah, but that should be not Lubin. Fundora?
No, he don't win that fight. He doesn't win that fight. He doesn't win that fight.
Fedora's a motherfucker, man. He's a nightmare.
He's a nightmare.
Let me
think Fedora
Dude, Fedora is like a pro wrestling character.
Yeah,
I love why
Fedora's a creative character. He's like a creative player.
He's a shit. Terrence Crawford said he's like a cheat code. That's what he is.
Like, that's not normal for a junior middweight to be 6'5". That's just not normal, bro. Like,
it's not normal for most people to be 6'5", let alone a junior middleweight.
You gotta
Most
weigh
people are
154 pounds.
Didn't he weigh 152.8 or something? 150.
Bro,
he came 2 pounds under
he said he could get down to 147.
No.
Like, bro, what the fuck? What the
For
fuck?
some reason, I believe him.
No, I definitely believe him, but I'm like, bro,
Oh my god, I
would
pay to see against any of the top 10 welterweights. Fedora.
That's like, for example, right? Like Golovkin's there.
Can't even make welter.
Golovkin right now. Golovkin is at number 10. Errol Spence Jr. is at number 9. I said this already on 2 videos. This month, there's gonna be a lot of movement, and there's 2 guys right now that when they fight, they're going to have a way better argument than him, and that is Oscar Valdez and Shakur Stevenson. What's the argument? All right, Golovkin, you've been a unified champion 2 times at one weight. These 2 guys are already 2 division champions. Oscar's already a 2 division champion, so is Shakur. Oscar already beat a champion, so did Shakur. Oscar beat Miguel Burchell, and Cole knocked him out. Emphatic, right? No fuss, no muss, beat the fuck out of him. Shakur beat Jamel Herring in one-sided fashion. The winner of that fight, whoever it ends up being, has a stronger argument today than Gennady Golovkin. So because Golovkin is at number 10, when the winner of that fight emerges, whoever it is, they're gonna get integrated, and he falls off because, well, yeah, you beat Ryota Murata and David Lemieux. Is that really better than knocking out Miguel Burchell and beating Oscar, or knocking and beating Shakur? Or is that better than beating Jamel and beating Oscar? No, it's not. We all know it's not. Those are 2 division champions. You here at 40, you never fought outside of middleweight. Never.
So is Shakur on your pound for pound list?
Not yet. Neither of them are. Neither of them. The winner of the fight, whoever it is, whoever it ends up being, whether it's Oscar or Shakur, the winner of that fight is going to end up on the list.
And who gets knocked out in your opinion?
Honestly, I see Shakur dominating Oscar.
I'm sorry, I didn't make my question very clear. Who gets knocked out of your pound per pound list?
Oh, Gennady's at 10. Gennady's at 10. He's the one who gets bumped off. Whoever ends up at 10 is the one that gets bumped off. The last guy to get bumped off was George. The next guy that's going to get bumped off is Gennady. The saving grace for them is 2 guys that are on the list, 2 multi-weight champions, 1 4 division, 1 3 division. They're about to fight. That's Inoue and Donaire. The winner of that fight stays on the list. The loser's going to fall off. When the loser falls off because he's been ejected, that's going to create a vacancy. The winner of Devin Haney versus George Kambosos might occupy that spot, right? I don't know if
I
Gennady
was just about to ask about that.
Yeah, the winner of that fight can, especially if it's George. Why? George already beat a champion. He beat Teofimo. If he beats Devin, that's 2. Now Devin's argument is not as strong. Why? This is the first champion you will have ever fought. This is the first. So your argument is not as strong as his. He beat 2 active. If he beats you, that's 2. You beat him, that's 1. You may end up on the bottom. Why? Josh Taylor's undisputed.
Julius?
Hold on. Josh
Okay.
Taylor's undisputed. If Jermel Charlo wins, he's undisputed, right? Spence has 3 belts. Maybe you go ahead of Spence, and then Spence ends up at 10. Because there's already 3 guys there's 4 guys on the list that have been undisputed. Your argument isn't stronger than theirs. Your argument isn't stronger than Usyk's. It's not stronger than Crawford's. It's not stronger than Taylor's. It's not stronger than Charlo's. Both of y'all beat less champions than them. If Charlo, right, he beat Tony Harrison to get his belt back. That's 1 champion. He knocked out Jason Rosario. That's 2 champions. If he knocks out Brian Castaño, that's 3 champions. All right, George, how many did you beat if you beat Devin? 2. Devin, how many did you beat if you beat George? 1.
Julius,
Yeah.
Man.
All right, one at a time. Go Leo and then Lady Chin.
Julius, sorry for insisting on this question, but let's talk realistically about the guys in 154 that are running for a title. That let's assume Jermel drops those titles after he wins over Castaño, or Castaño if he wins over Jermel. Who are those guys? Brian Castaño, Jermel, Tim Tszyu, Tony Harrison. Do you see Spence beating any of those guys?
Some, because they're in a bad way. Some. Like, for example, right? Here's a guy who's in line he's kind of close. Could Spence beat Kurbanov? Yeah, he could beat Kurbanov. Could he beat Lubin? Yeah, he could beat Lubin.
Is Lubin fighting again?
Yeah, he didn't retire.
I wouldn't.
Oh, wow.
That would be the time.
You need to take the year
That
off.
beating, he didn't
You need to take the year
retire.
off, man.
Now, before I pass it to Chan, pull check. Rings pound for pound list has a strict criteria, even when because I had to fucking put Leo on there for a little while. I didn't want to, but I had to. Rules is rules.
Yep.
Leonardo says, if Canelo loses to Bivol, what happens to his pound for pound spot on your list? I really enjoy your vids. Keep up the good work. Appreciate that, Leonardo. What happens if Canelo loses? He loses his number 1 spot and he's off the list per the rules. Nobody coming off a loss is allowed to be on the list. Why? Because I don't know if you're going to be able to rebound. So until you rebound, you don't get to keep that spot. You have to show me that you can keep winning after you lost. And we don't know that until you fight. So he loses his spot, right?
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah, you got to show me you could keep winning, because some people lose and they come back. Some people lose and they don't come back. After Jeff Lacey got the shit beat out of him by Joe, was he ever the same after that?
Nope.
No, he was not.
done.
You see Wilder. He ain't the same after the Fury fight.
What differentiates the placing of Canelo and Usyk in your pound for pound? Is it that Canelo's like a 4-division champ, 1 time undisputed, and Usyk's 2-division and 1 time undisputed?
And Canelo has beaten more world champions with belts, because I don't do former champions. It's only did the guy have a belt when you fought him. That's how I do it. Former champions lacks too much context. I go by who had a belt when you fought them. So when I do that, okay, who had a belt when Canelo fought them? Miguel Cotto had a belt. Liam Smith had a belt. Gennady had a belt. Daniel Jacobs had a belt. Sergey Kovalev had a belt. Callum Smith had a belt. Billy Joe Saunders had a belt. Caleb Plant had a belt. That's 8.
Trout.
Yeah, but his was the Reggie belt. His was the Reggie, I think.
It was the WBA.
Was it the full WBA or the Reggie?
It was a
Lara
super
had
belt.
that. Lara had the super belt.
Did
Lara
they have the
No,
Reggie
Lara
belt?
didn't. No,
He
Lara
trained-
didn't have a
No.
belt.
Lara had the Reggie belt.
No, they fought in a catchweight is what it was, Julius. So no belts were on the line.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
But,
it was.
all right, look, if I go by
It
the
was
count,
it was Canelo weight. I remember.
Super Canelo weight.
So-
All right, if I go by the count, that's 8 champions. Now
Yeah.
let's do Usyk, Glavatsky, Gassiev, Breedis, Joshua. That's just 4.
Mhm.
Canelo's got him beat. He's got him
Twice
beat
over.
twice over. You a 2 division champion. He's a 4 division champion. You beat 4 active reigning world champions. He beat 8, going on 9. If he beats Bivol, that's 9.
Even with the loss.
Oh
Yep.
yeah, I don't do that because I got to see where you're competing. You know, like if you think about it, right? And it's a common sense argument. Henry Armstrong, after losing 3 of his first 5 fights, he lost 3 of his first 5 fights as a professional boxer. Did he or did he not go on to become one of the greatest boxers of all time, in spite of losing 3 of his first 10 fights?
Yeah.
So that's how you, that's
Same with Johnny Nelson at cruiserweight. He lost his first 5, 6, 7 fights and still became. He's not undisputed. Became
Bernard Hopkins. He went on to become one of the best, but he lost his pro debut. Juan Manuel Marquez. He lost his pro debut. Went on to become one of the best fighters in the world. So because Canelo lost the fight, now I just need to know, where are you right now? Because I need to see what you did, and I need to gauge whether or not you can still do it. It's cool if you did some great shit then. I need to know that you can do that now. For example, a lot of people wondered, why did you put Nonito Donaire on your list? Well, Nonito Donaire is, if you know his resume, you know he's a 4 division champion that beat a lot of champions. Like he beat a good number of champions. But more importantly, did you see what he did to unbeaten Nordine Ubali? Did you see that ass?
He walked right through that man. He walked right through that.
And then
man.
after that, he had
he
to
whooped Wally's ass.
Where's
And
he
then
on your pound for pound? Because top 5. Top 5.
I think he's at number 6.
Oh,
Either number 5 or number 6. Number 5 and he's a 4 division champion. I think he beat like 3 or 4 active reigning world champions. He's behind Naoya Inoue. Mine's is Canelo number 1, Usyk number 2, Crawford number 3, Inoue number 4, and I believe Donaire's number 5. He's accomplished, and more importantly, he literally still out here whooping ass. After he beat Ubali, who seen what he did to Raymond Gaballo?
I did.
He beat the fucking brakes off of that, and that dude.
Four rounds apiece. He took them both out. 4 rounds.
That was a unbeat. Those was 2 unbeaten fighters. Bear in mind, this is an old ass man that's whooping all this ass. So when I see that, what I see, and it's plain as day, for you to be your age, still whooping all this motherfucking ass, having a belt, you must be one of the best in the world. It's a common, because
it's real, man. It's
most
real.
motherfuckers that's 30, whatever, 30, 38, 40, they ain't gonna be out here still beating the shit out of people the way you beat the shit out of them.
Right, that was impressive.
And the weight he's making too, Julius. Because remember, he went all the way up to 126, wasn't it? Where he fought Walters,
and he found out
right?
He found out the fucking hard way.
That
you
one
don't belong up there, bro.
Oh yeah.
But then he goes back down.
Dude, that guy's power. Here's the thing. Nonito's power at 118. I talked about cheat codes. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Like if he touches you, you know.
Bro, his left foot
is
serious, bro. Go ahead, JBN.
Let's say Canelo beats Bivol convincingly, Danny Jacobs style, where he beat him convincingly. What would your thoughts be about him beating a fighter like that?
I believe I'm glad you used that. I'm glad that you brought up Jacobs because that's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting him to move more with the guys that he's been fighting. He can come forward in that high guard and bait them to throw because he knows he can take what they got. But with Bivol, you can't just do that with this guy. Like he's a light heavyweight. Like even if he's not the biggest puncher at light heavyweight, he's still a light heavyweight and he's fast. So you really gonna have to slip and counter more with him than you did with Caleb and then you did with Billy and Callum. You really gonna have to slip and hook more with him. But if he beats him decisively, I would say that he has what he needs to beat Artur, because I believe he can beat Artur, unlike a lot of people. I think he can beat him because he's faster. Artur is one of the most devastating punches in the sport right now. But what he can't do is take a punch he can't see. Callum hit him with one of those and he got dropped. Jeff Page hit him with one of those and he got dropped. Could Canelo, who's faster than them, could he do that? I believe he can. I'm taking it on belief, but I believe he can.
I think a win over Bivol and then Berterbe, if he chooses to stay up there and unify, go 2 times undisputed, that keeps it at number 1.
Bro, I'm gonna run naked through the whole of Mexico if he do that. I'm gonna take all my clothes off at the border.
He wants to be undisputed at 75. So that means
He said
that means he's not coming back down to 68. Well, other than fighting.
He said he was bored of Golovkin. He said he don't want.
Yeah,
he don't care about that fight.
I don't.
He's contracted, so he's got to do it.
Yeah, like we talked about this. Lady, was it?
Sorry, I didn't see.
I think it was either with Lady Chan or somebody else. We talked about this, that it looks a lot like the zone made that a sticking point.
Yeah, we did. We spoke about this. Yeah,
that they kind of told him, like, look, we'll give you the money that you want, but you got to fight this fucking guy. Like, we need you to fight this fucking guy. And you know,
that's a casual fight. So of course they know they're gonna get eyes on that. So if maybe the hardcore boxing fans don't want to see that, but lots of casual do.
Yeah,
Old Yeller, Julius. It's Old Yeller.
Bro, he gonna put it. You know what's about to happen.
You gotta take him out in the backyard with the shotgun. You know what I mean? And
you know what's about to happen,
turn your eyes away, kids.
You already know it's fucked up. But hey, he gonna get a lot of money. Go ahead, Leo.
You know something? It looks like the son wants revenge from Golovkin for all that money.
That's yo, dog. I said it. They want their money back. Listen. This is the thing, right? All right. Golovkin entered into a 6-fight deal, with the zone, right? This is only fight number 5 with Canelo. You know, this is fight number 5.
I thought it was 6. I thought it was the last one.
Let me see. He fought Rolls. That was 1.
Mm-hmm.
He fought Derevyanchenko. That's 2.
Zeromedov was next.
That's 3. And Murata is 4.
So you're 5.
Okay, so this is number 5.
This is fight number 5. There's still another fight. It's like, bro, we got to get rid of this fucking guy. Money, bro. Like,
Jules, I got a question for you when I get a second. I got a question.
All right, go ahead.
So they're talking about him fighting Bivol, obviously, and then fighting Triple G. I groaned when I heard this. Him go over to United Kingdom and fight kind of like a BC level fighter. I mean, that's hard to defend. I mean, you would think that he'd want to go.
Let me say this, villain. Let me say this. Canelo has reached the point, at least with me as a consumer. Forget intellectual as a consumer. Listen, bro. I seen this guy fight more champions in 11 months than the rest of y'all have in the last 3 years. If he want to go to the UK and fight Craig Richards or Buwas, cool, bro. You earned that. You earned that, bro. I can't get mad at that.
I agree with you. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I'm saying you fight. I'm saying, in other words, this dude fighting 3 times a year. When you fight 3 times a year like they did in the old school, it's going to be 2 easy ones and 1 hard one. This is the hard one. Bivol is the hard one.
I wouldn't consider Triple G. I mean, a unified title holder to be a light touch. I mean, I know he's 40, but when people shit on him, I give him his flowers because
I give him his. Look, I got a fucked up relationship with Golovkin in the sense that, listen, I know you pound for pound, and I know that you were, but I never agreed with ESPN or Ring that you was number 1. That was bullshit. Mm-hmm. That was bullshit. You was every list I ever made is on Instagram. You could go all the way to the very first one that I ever published when I was still working out the criteria that I didn't quite get it right. I never had it because that don't make sense. How the fuck could you be number 1 over Chocolatito? How? It don't make sense. How could you be number 1 over Crawford? It don't make sense. It never made sense. But ESPN sure enough had him at number 1. I'm like, that doesn't make sense, bro. And before that, I'm gonna tell you, I said it before, I'm gonna say it again. Before this era of boxing, I didn't give 2 fucks about pound for pound. Why? Because the shit didn't make sense. Until I started making my own list, that's the only time I paid attention to that shit. Because I'm like, bro, this shit don't make sense. It doesn't.
That's because most people's criteria was messed up, you know?
You had guys, while Ward was away for 2 years, right? This was before I even started doing pound for pound lists. Oh, Ward is pound for pound. How is Ward pound for pound number 1 on the couch? How?
Right.
He on the couch, bro.
He on the couch. He ain't fighting shit. This the list for fighting, right? Best fighters in the world. How can he be number one right now if he ain't fighting?
Popularity.
I guess. Because when he was
popularity, because he wasn't even popular then.
Now when he came back, yeah, I rated him when he came back. But when he was on the cut, now that don't make sense. How could you rate a fighter that's not fighting? That does not make sense, bro. You disenfranchising the people that is fighting. That shit don't make sense.
When he beat Kovalev, what place did you have him on?
When he beat Kovalev the first time, actually, even though it was contentious, and I know a lot of people didn't feel he won that fight, I did have him at number one. Because if I remember correctly, Soar had just beat before Ward got that spot, I had Chocolatito ahead of him. And then Chocolatito had lost to Soar. So, you lost your spot. Even though it was contentious the first time, you got knocked out the second time. After that happened, Ward, by process of elimination, moved to number one. By process of elimination. Like, all right, well, you the number one now.
Hey, Jules, I know it's too early to pick your brain on this probably for a prediction, but what's your brain telling you about Canelo Bivol? Do you see that fight going the distance?
Yes.
That's why I asked. I do too.
Based
I do
on
too.
what?
That's why I asked.
Bivol is durable, man. Like, look, listen, this is the thing, right? When I see Bivol, I see a competitor. I didn't see a competitor in Caleb. I saw a dude that's happy to be here, but he's shrinking in a moment. With Billy could have did better, but Billy has always been unstable. He's just, you too unstable. Like, you talented, bro, but you too fucking unstable. You just lack the discipline to be as good as you can be. With Callum is more durable than the both of them, but you lack the talent. You lack the talent to keep up with a guy like this. Now with Bivol is durable. He is talented. And when I see him talk, I hear a dude, I'm not here for a check, fam. I'm gonna try to fuck you up, bro. Just know that. I know I look like a Bond villain, but I ain't a young cat. That dude got
like a Bond villain.
He don't. He look like a Bond villain.
He do.
I mean, because he was hitting the speed bag on Twitter, brother. Look, I saw in this man's eyes, he ain't playing.
That dude is not playing, B.
That's what's gonna make it such a great fight, though.
That's why I wanted him to fight him, bro. I don't want him fighting a dude that just he happy like listos palos chingasos. I was like, man, what the fuck? What the fuck are you talking about, bro?
I'm pretty good for 21-0, right? Feel like I'm pretty good for 21-0.
Yo, when he said that shit, B, I gritted my teeth like listos palos chingasos. I was like, yo, this shit is so.
I can't use it on my toes and soundbite. I find it fucking hilarious.
Does. It's hilarious.
Bro, I gotta make that a sound a ringtone.
I'll send you.
Send me that.
Yeah,
I'll use that for one of your intros on the.
Yo, I should. Matter of fact, listos palos chingasos. But what I told y'all. But wait, let me say this. What did I tell y'all he was going to do? Just remember what I told y'all he was going to do before the fight, but after the fight. What I said. Look, if I'm Caleb and I just made all this motherfucking money, right? I just made mad M's. Bro, I'm going right up to Jordan and I'm leaving it in. That's what I'm doing. Lo and behold, if I'm not psychic, I'm telling you, if I'm not psychic.
He was on point, man. They got a little one on the way.
Because that's what I would, as a family guy, if as a family guy, if you telling me, yo, I just made like 7 M's, bro, I'm busting mad carefree nuts. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit.
You can afford them shits now, right?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I got M's. I could afford.
You could afford the nannies to look after the kids.
Exactly.
You just make them, and other people look after them.
The wild shit is, look, we're 4 months into the year of 2022, and I'm wondering, yo, is Caleb gonna fight more than once this year? Because the look of it looked like he probably only gonna fight once, and that's gonna be in the fall, probably.
I agree. I think so.
Only $10 million. I mean, life is good.
I dig it. What about Charlo? Y'all think Jermell gonna fight more than once this year?
No,
just one.
No. Fuck
I feel
Jamel.
like Sulek is gonna upset him.
Yo,
I
wait,
feel
you
like
talking
he
about
is.
Jamal? You talking about Jamal? I was
Oh.
talking about Mel, but now that
Oh,
I
Mel.
think
Oh, Mel.
about it,
Mel,
Chan, what
Yo,
you think
Sulek
about that?
is.
with who? Mel or Mark?
Maul Sulietsky.
Well, on paper, you would have to think that. No, I don't know. Mark to grab that, but like whoever said that, you could see an upset with that. But
Mm-hmm.
do you know what? Calm the fucking bitch. And when you were supposed to do shit, you didn't do it. So now what's going to happen is the run of the mill geese is going to come and beat you.
That's what happens sometimes, though.
Mhm,
That's
mhm,
literally what happens. Like because you got so accustomed to
mhm.
just being on easy street that you never had to worry about nobody or you never had to worry about nothing. You get caught on a humble,
Exactly. So it wouldn't shock me. Wouldn't shock me.
bro. If he lost that fight, bro.
That's
Yeah.
that's game
Yeah,
over.
did you see Mel though and Canelo? Like I think after the fight was over, like he was sauced up.
I seen that shit too.
Yeah, man, he was looking pretty bad.
Did anybody see the video of like somebody posted a video on Twitter like when David pulled up, literally like Maul ran away, like he literally ran like behind security. I'm not even kidding. Like
Look, I'm not even going to say nothing else bad because by now I think everybody on this panel know Maul does not want no parts of Frank Vides, bro. He don't want nothing. He wouldn't park his car next to that dude, bro.
Bro, he invoked an old man clause.
He wouldn't mention his
Am I
name.
the only one that remembers this? He said he wouldn't. He said what was it? How many years was it? Like he wouldn't fight anybody.
In 2020, and no, it was 2021. He said, "I ain't gonna fight nobody under the age of 25."
That's embarrassing. That's just
And won't even mention him by name, and it drove Mike
pathetic.
Tyson nuts.
Bro.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson was squirming in his chair, man, trying to tell him to call people out, and he wouldn't do
He
it.
should have fucked him up right then and there for not saying his name.
Bro, instead of beating the shit out that dude on that airplane, he should have beat the shit out of
did you guys
Maul.
see
Like,
the video of him?
For real.
See the video of him whooping on that dude on the airplane, man? That was hilarious.
man, I just hope he don't get in no trouble. I just hope he don't get in no trouble because I'd be upset if he go to jail over there. Like, bro, leave him alone, bro.
He was
I mean, this guy should have known that Mike Tyson is not the most stable guy to begin with. So why would you poke the fucking bear? You know what I mean?
I can only hope
when he fucks you up. I mean,
I can only hope and imagine the guy didn't realize that was Mike Tyson.
No, the story, Doc. The story is that the dude was drunk.
The guy threw water in him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was drunk and he was messing with
He
Tyson.
he was some kind of drunk. He thought that was a good idea.
I heard he was high on shrooms.
Guys, even Mike Tyson is fighting younger guys than him.
Oh shit! Oh shit! That's facts. Even Mike out here fighting younger guys at Jermore Chalo, B. That's fucked
and
up.
selling more pay-per-views than them.
Matter of fact, you right though.
That is some comedy gold right there. That's just funny, man.
That's fucked up, B. Maul got to get it together, man. But check the shit, yo. When it come to this, back to these numbers, because that's really why we're here. This is all I'm saying. It's too many people that went out of their way to overinflate Errol Spence's marquee value. And one of the main issues I've always had with Spence is he's always getting a vote of confidence. He's been getting a vote of confidence for the last 4 years. When Ring Magazine put him in a pound-for-pound list, they said it themselves. It's not me. They literally said it in the article. We know he doesn't have a big resume. We put him in there because of the eye test. Like, so that's it? That's all you need to get on is an eye test?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, you know what though, man? It's his fans too. I mean, they overbuild him up, and then if you tell the truth about him, oh man, y'all really hate Spence.
Exactly.
No, you're telling the truth.
Exactly. So we get to these pay-per-view numbers, and all I'm saying is, listen, from the time you fought Mikey Garcia, all I know is from the time you fought Mikey Garcia, you really can't crack 3 like that. You didn't crack 3 with Danny, and you didn't crack 3 just now with Ugas.
That's what I told you.
He don't got numbers like that. So why would anybody get upset at me for saying like, yo, y'all the ones that say he was going to outdo Canelo? I told y'all, no, he not. No, he not.
Who said
Nobody,
no one said
no
that.
American
No.
boxer. No, I want to say this. No American boxer right now is outdoing Canelo.
Right.
No.
You know what the thing is? I'm gonna tell you a secret universe secret, right? This is the secret, Doc. It's not up to the fighter. It's up to the fight. It's not up to the fighter. See, if you told motherfuckers tomorrow, yo, David Benavidez is about to fight Zerto in California at the Punch Bowl, believe you me, that's a big fight. Believe you me, yes it is.
Oh, that's gonna do numbers.
That'll do. If you told motherfuckers, for example, not that it's gonna happen because I don't think it is, but if you told motherfuckers, yo, Ryan Garcia versus Isaac Cruz on the West Coast, yeah, that's gonna do a lot of numbers. I'm telling you right now, it would, because that speaks to. Say it again, Chan.
It's about the dance part.
Exactly.
Like, with superstar, you should be able to fight the trash man and still pull in pay-per-view numbers. And that's the whole point that we're talking about Errol Spence.
Chan, your signal going in and out. It's going in and out a lot.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Sorry. I can hear you now.
What I'm saying is, it is about your dance partner. But if you're a superstar, you can fight the trash man and you would still pull in 800, 900,000, a million PPV. He's not that guy.
Exactly.
Sure
Because Caleb Plant is about as well known as Ugas. He's about as well known as Ugas. What's the difference? Canelo did 850 with that kid, B. He did 850. That's the reported number. That's the number that's out there. 850. Spence, you just went out there with Ugas. He just fought Pacquiao last year. And all y'all could do was 240.
Well, Pacquiao, it was only like 300,000, wasn't with the Ugas.
No, it was less than that, my guy. It was less than that.
But
I'm saying it wasn't a draw. Is my point. I'm agreeing. It was not a draw.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, these guys is catering to the same niche audience, and when you keep saying the same number, when you keep seeing the same number, right? You begin to wonder, like, yo, why y'all always at or around 240? Is y'all just like when you doing tests? Like, remember when you was in high school and you didn't know the answer? So whenever you didn't know the answer, you just put B. Like that's what I used. I would just put B. Like if I don't know what the fucking, I'm gonna just put B on all these shits.
But that's the answer. Then, if you're doing 250, then that is what the market wants. The market is saying this is what your drawing power is. So
you know what this is,
you have to
Ring?
accept it.
This is the equivalent of getting 75 your report card and saying that you're smart.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're average. You're just average.
Let me see. Ricky saying Mayweather when he fought Berto Trash Can didn't sell over 400,000. What was the number? Yeah, it was like 330. But you comparing Errol Spence to Mayweather, and the difference is Mayweather has been in plenty of fights that did more than Errol best numbers. That's why that parallel don't even make no fucking sense.
He's so
Mayweather fought Shane Mosley and sold 1 million pay-per-views, bro. How the fuck you gonna compare Spence to that?
I know.
That doesn't make sense, bro. Like
I don't even know what we're talking about.
Yo, he's saying that because Floyd fought Berto. He's saying that because Floyd fought Berto, it's alright that Spence can't crack 300,000. My God, are you seriously comparing Spence?
Those were
Mayweather.
Correct me if my memory is out of whack here, guys. Those were considered abysmal numbers for Floyd.
Of course.
Abysmal.
All that means is that Floyd's worst numbers are Spence's best numbers. That's what that means.
Thank you. Exactly. That's where I was going with it. Exactly.
That's all that means. Like Canelo with Lara. With Lara, he sold 325. With Liam Smith, he sold a little over 300,000. All that means is that on his worst day is still better than your best day. That's what that means.
Well, you know what cracked me up, Jules, when you were debating him yesterday, and he said you were elite in the way you lose. Like,
bro, that shit don't even
Jules, bro.
That had me rolling, dude. It's like, how are you elite when you lose? I mean,
Jules, you got the patient of a saint, man. I don't know how you kept that dude on for that long,
I was
man.
like, get off. I was just like, get off, please.
I'm gonna put it to y'all another way. This is a trick, right? When you know that somebody is about to say something that don't sound right, don't say nothing. Let them say it. they gonna shoot themselves in the foot. Like I'm gonna let you say that. Yeah, you lose. You elite when you. Who you think agree with that shit? On what planet does that make sense? Because it's not this one.
On planet makes sense. On
Planet Spence. Planet man
think,
down. Like,
I think Spence has a chance now to beat Mayweather in that department.
You
because,
think so?
Yeah, because if he fights Crawford now and retires after that, after getting beat the fuck out, after cracking 400K, he can beat Mayweather after in that department because that was Mayweather's last fight.
Like Bruce, I'm like, yo, yeah, like basically, if your last fight is Crawford and his last fight was Berto, I guess your swan song numbers are better than his because that is what that's. I look, man, Crawford fight a guy and they don't be the same after that. They don't be the same after that.
He been the same ever since he lost to him.
I mean, you know what I mean?
When's the next Porter fight? There is no next Porter fight.
Yeah, man. We're talking about like yo, motherfuckers don't be the same at the bud, man. Like they don't be the same.
Let me ask you something else. Hold on. Like, okay, this guy, anybody can answer to. If Porter had actually miraculously managed to win that fight, if he beat Crawford, do you guys think he would have retired?
Yes.
No.
I think
he would have gone undisputed with Spence.
No, matter of fact, you right. Yeah, if he would have won, I forgot. He would have stayed. He would have stayed. He would have stayed for one more fight. Yeah.
In-house fights.
Definitely. He would have stayed for the Spence fight, and then he would have retired after that.
Do you hear the shit that Derek James is coming out with, like saying it's all shit that how Porter lost to Bud? It was.
Oh yeah, he was saying.
Look, I heard all of that, right? But this is reality, right? A lot of people already knew how that fight was gonna go long before it happened. I was one of them. I'm sure y'all knew that shit too. That like, yo, he's gonna stop Porter. You don't want to admit, and you're not going to. Why would you? You train Errol Spence. You've been his trainer for a long time. I don't expect no objectivity from you. So when you talk about Bud, I don't even listen, bro. Like you just mad that he stopped that dude. Everybody said it's not even that gets me. It's the lack of accountability. All these people, I remember immediately after that Spence fight, they said Porter would be too strong for Bud, that Bud would not be able to keep him off, that he would be all over Bud like white on rice. I remember and I'm like, yo, y'all cats really drink the Kool-Aid on Spence. You know what I saw? You a southpaw and you can't keep him out. Your jab is not better than Kell Brook's jab because Kell had the drop on Sean. The most decisive victory over Sean Porter outside of Crawford is Kell motherfucking Brook. Watch the fight. Jab,
and he was strong enough to tie him up.
That's what I was about to say. If you watch that fight, watch Brook versus Porter, and watch Spence versus Porter. Bro, you couldn't keep him out. I don't believe none of that goofball. Yeah, the plan was I'm gonna try to beat him. Bro, you get out of here, bro. Like, what do you come up with this dumb shit?
Matter of fact, Jules, like remember Derek James was doing an interview, like he was talking to some guy. I don't know if it was on Fight Ike, but like he was broached the question about Crawford. He said, "Oh well, he to fight Sean Porter," and I'm like, "Why the hell are you bringing him up? Like, what does he have to do with? Like, he's not."
Look. This is why I get upset. I literally get upset over this, bro. Like I go to bed angry. Nah, I'm exaggerating. But I do be mad because I'm like, yo, y'all literally for 2 years he ducking Sean. So then when he fights Sean, y'all can go back to sucking dick.
Yeah,
literally. Y'all said he didn't fight. Y'all said he didn't fight the PBC welterweights. Here's one. He about to fight him. Ain't that what you wanted? Ain't that what you wanted him to fight a PBC? Here he is. And when he stopped, he didn't stop it. Can he put? Well, I'm gonna tell you what. This is what I see. This is what I see. Kenny didn't feel like stopping it with Spence, but when he seen what Crawford was doing to him, you gotta stop this. That's my son. We gotta stop this. You know
by the way, Jules, best prediction last year, by the way, because Jules, didn't you say that would happen? You remember you said that?
I've been said that literally.
I
said it to Lady. Yo, listen, I said it to Lady Chin. I'm like, yo, his daddy gonna pull him out. The ass whooping he about to get.
You said there's going to be a towel throwing.
Yep.
Bond, I said, yo, the ass whooping he about to get, they gonna pull him out like, nah, we ain't just gonna let you get your ass beat like that. We not.
Yep.
Period.
Mm-hmm.
Your daddy not like it's a rap, like bro, like whoever thought like the whole thing with Spence's fans has been, oh, we behind the fence, we behind the politics, so we could say whatever. We can literally say, well, yes, Porter too strong for Crawford. Like, how you sound saying that shit? So that when he gets stopped, you don't want to acknowledge that. The same way you don't want to acknowledge that the first guy that made Manny look old was Jeff. As soon as he started fighting them hyped up welterweights at the PBC, he looked young again. But when he fought Jeff, he looked like a little old ass man getting pushed around, getting out muscle. He go over there, he found the fountain of youth. You know why? Because those guys ain't that good.
Yeah.
They're overrated.
Never were.
They never were.
And who was throwing who around in the clinches?
Exactly.
I was watching it with my dad, and I think it was the end of the second round, right? And Crawford threw him into the ropes at the end of the round.
Bro,
I turned to my dad and I said, he's got him.
Bro,
it's a matter of time.
I seen motherfucking Crawford hit him with a straight, and he lifted that, man. I was like, fucking fucking Crawford, B. He lifted that man with a straight. I'm like, and y'all telling me, see, remember, Jeff looks, and Jeff is strong. Like, for what it's worth, I'm not saying it because Crawford fought him. It's a fact. He was big, he was young, and he came to win. And he made Manny look old, even if I didn't agree with the scoring, because I didn't. I thought, like, nah, y'all, it was enough there that y'all could have gave it to Manny. I know what's really going on here, but still, Manny looked like an old-ass man with that Jeff on. He didn't look old with Keith Thurman. He didn't look old with Broner. He didn't. He looked like I don't know, like he got the Bane juice. Like he just super strong. Like he knocked you down in the first round. Bear in mind, this is the real thing. When we all heard, oh, Jeff Horn gonna get killed, bro. Manny gonna kill him. Manny gonna kill him. That was the feeling, right? Keith, you supposed to be this elite, this special, this PBC, this eliticism, Keith Thurman, PBC out here, all that shit. So you could get put on your fucking back pocket in the first round. Is this a joke?
From the where is in welterweight?
Say it again, Chan.
From the where is Conor welterweight?
He'll beat David Evanesian. I'll tell you that. He'll beat David Evanesian. And that's
top 10, like 9, 10.
No, he's top 10. He's look. He's top 10, below 5 though. Below 5.
Yeah, below 5.
Because truthfully, I honestly feel Conor has fought more colorful competition because these are world title challengers he's fighting. These are seasoned veterans, right? But I would not favor Conor in a fight with Jaron Ennis. I wouldn't.
No.
I wouldn't.
No, that's too much. That's too much for Conor.
I think about the size of Virgil Ortiz. Conor likes to fight. He got a dog in him. He liked to fight. You like to punch with the guy. If you do that with Virgil, he is big as fuck for 147. You can't do that with him.
And he can punch.
Yeah.
Think about Stanionis. Look, I like Conor Ben more than a lot of guys just because he's a fun kid to watch.
Yeah.
But being real, bro, I seen Stanionis. He Bootsab hit him with all type of shit, and he wouldn't go away.
Yeah.
He hit him to the body the whole fight. He was hitting him to the body. The man never got tired.
What about
AJ had low Stanionis.
Say it again, Chan, because your mic going in and out.
Sorry, on the bed. AJ, we had Ben below Stanionis.
I think we did, yeah. It was slightly below. I mean, I think we had him just at like 9 or 10. It was 10, right? Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Like maybe I would say Ben is in a place where he has good chances against the Rocha. He has good chances against the Albanesian. Good chances against the Mean Machine. I would definitely pick Conor Ben to smoke Josh Kelly. That goes without saying.
Me too.
Like, but once you start getting to that 5 and that 6, like that 5 and that 6, it's hard. B like, yo, I like him, but I would not pick him to beat Virgil. Nah, Virgil is just a fucking animal, dog. Like that dude is an animal. You know, Ennis we're gonna find out what kind of animal he is because it's like the height don't match the rest. It doesn't match. You gotta show me with Clayton. If you could go in there with Clayton and beat the shit out of him, because Clayton ain't never been beat and he can move. He actually has good legs. He's a former Olympian, represented Canada. All right. You could show me with him that you could beat the fuck out of moving target, then I'm gonna know you for real. If you go in there with that dude and you start looking funny, then I'm gonna know this dude is not for real.
Yeah.
This dude is not for real.
When's that fight with Clayton?
That one is I think that's ain't that in May, Jay?
I think is it on
Clayton,
is it on the Castano Charlo undercard? Or,
no. I think it was going to be on the undercard, and then they turned it into a show.
Okay, I gotta look it up again. I'm not too sure. I'll find out.
Because I think it's either that or it's in May, but it's right around the corner. That fight, it's right around the corner. That I know, and that's the fight that's going to tell me. Because it's like, bro, who did he beat for all this shit that I be hearing? Who did be real. Like when it come to Conor, you see that there's a buzz because he smoked out Jerry. So it's like, well, yeah, that was a highlight reel knockout. We're hidden. That's a highlight reel knockout. Samuel, you know what I mean? And these is people that you know that they done made a couple of guys go through the gears a couple of times. You know what I mean? Whereas, bro, you beat Delorme.
Yeah, Richard.
Julius, what about what about Conor Ben and Butaev?
That's a good fight, but
Butaev have a crazy shit.
Listen, being real with you,
that'd be a distance fight.
That's a dangerous fight for Conor Ben.
They'd go the distance, I think.
That dude, it's not. Look, Butaev. This is what I like. Fight. I like dirty shit, and I don't apologize for it neither. Butaev is a smart motherfucker, but he is a skilled motherfucker. He switch hit. He fight orthodox. He fight southpaw. He do the grimy shit. Punch him in the dick. Hold his head. I like the grimy shit. I like fuck it.
That'd be a stoppage.
I think that Butaev. He's all right. I'm gonna put it this way: Conor Ben is not ready for Radzav Butaev. He's not. That dude is. You're not ready for him. You're not. Like right now, no. That dude
Jules, I think Isan, it was Isan who said it. He said even though Butaev lost, his stock didn't go down. I still want to see him again.
No, bro, I want to see him. I want to see Butaev versus Ortiz. I want to see Butaev versus. I want all that good shit. You crazy? Like I tell you, motherfucking what? Butaev will beat the fuck out of Josh Kelly.
Oh my god!
What about Miscellaneous?
Why is Ortiz coming back at 47 when after he was
I don't know.
Nearly died? Really,
I literally don't know.
You're supposed to move up. Go to 54 because unless you're going to make multi-million dollars in 47, if there's a big, massive multi-million-dollar fight at 47, then I get why you're going to stay for one more fight. But there isn't. So you may as well go to 54.
Let me say this, Chan. He's staying at 47 because Golden Boy is asleep at the wheel. This is the truth. If the Spence versus Crawford fight is right around the corner, what you need to do now is get in position at 54 to fight for a belt, not 47, because whoever win that fight is a good. They're gonna move up. They're not gonna fucking stay there to fight who, bro? Butaev. Miscellaneous.
Yeah.
You got to get in position now at 54, and you ain't got to fight a killer, but go get your feet wet and fight a guy.
Yeah, acclimate to the weight, and then
so that by the time they get there, the problem is the other problem that Golden Boy got is though that even if you take him up to 54. PBC run that show up there. They do. They run that show. They got all the guys.
They do.
Like
Julius, let's talk some crazy shit that might happen. There is a chance, a slim chance, but there is a chance. Let's say Terence Crawford goes there, beat the shit out Errol Spence. He moves up to fight Jermel Charlo for double on this for triple undisputed. What are their chances?
The chances of him winning that fight is maybe 50-50 to 40-60 in Charlo's favor. He's too big.
Big.
Too big.
But,
it's not just Crawford is a more skilled operator by far, but we know that he does get touched. If you get touched at 54, be real. Yeah, be real. You would have to fight some hell of a mother. But I tell you what, if he became a 3-time undisputed champion, if he, listen to me, dog. If he did that shit, yo, I swear to God, B. Yo, if he did that shit, yo, I don't know. My head explode.
You know what we got to do? We got to come on the live. We all got to cry. We all got to cry
That would be
together. We
crazy.
all got to cry
That would be
together. If we
crazy.
did
Yo,
that.
yeah, like we gonna have a crying session. That's what I'll have. Like, yo, is this not the greatest motherfucking? This motherfucker's the greatest, bro. Like,
top 2, top 3 ATG of all time. If he did that.
Yeah.
All
I gotta be
time.
honest. I'd tell him stay away from 154 because that
Yeah.
is not, like that is a thick division.
It is
Like
though.
stacked
It
with,
is.
you know what I mean?
Crawford's walking around.
But that's like us telling Canelo to stay away from 75. Why? They're daring to be great. Dare to be great.
You right. I mean,
Oh,
you
no,
right.
yeah.
I fuck with
I don't
but if you want to go up to 154 and test the shot,
Look, man, till the wheels fall off, bro. All right, it's Crawford time.
Yeah, I'm not gonna jump in front of a car to try and stop him or something.
Crawford!
Come on, everybody, Spence, same shit.
Spence ain't shit. Spence ain't shit. Fixing these fights. Let me read these super chats. Jules, is it convenient that the Spence numbers are out now? I'll wait for Glacier's numbers. It is a little bit convenient. I won't lie about that, but I choose to take those numbers at face value because they're not impressive anyway. So if this is what you have to lie about, because I know you're lying, the numbers are always fudged. If they tell you 240, it's really 200. If they tell you 200, it's really 170.
Yeah.
It's always like that.
Julius, I appreciate your objectivity on this subject because for everyone, especially a Crawford fan like you are, you will be in other space and another time hyping up Errol Spence like a motherfucker. Keep fighting up and hyping up Errol Spence. Keep hyping up his number. Keep it.
Yeah. Hype him up.
Yeah. Till he face Terence Crawford. Let's see what happens.
Then let's see.
Jay, I got a question for you real quick. So obviously Spence just fought and Crawford fought in November.
Mm-hmm.
What do you see? Do you think Crawford fights like a light touch prior and try to do the fight at the end of the year?
Yes.
So with that being said, I would tend to agree as well. He's got to get something in motion now because if they're going to try to do undisputed, say November, December, he can't wait too long. Would you agree? Disagree?
No. I mean, I'm anticipating that he either fights Thurman or Danny. That's what I'm anticipating. He either fights Thurman or Danny on a pay-per-view on Showtime.
So we're talking what, maybe July, August?
Mm-hmm. June or July. I'm anticipating that he will fight again. And the other thing is they have to do something with Keith Thurman. If they went as far as rolling him back out, like that substitute teacher TV they roll out in class, they rolled out the Keith Thurman. They rolled him out. It's to feed him to somebody.
I was gonna say, do you think they feed Danny though? Because I mean, Danny to me is
Danny is just a piece of crap. I can go the rest of my life and never see Danny Garcia box again.
I agree with you. What I'm saying is, I'm talking about just feed him to Crawford, because they know Danny's washed. They know he's done. I mean, he knows he's done. PBC knows he's done. I'm just saying, throwing out there to the wolves is what I'm getting at. I'm not saying he deserves.
But let's say this, bro. See, this is the thing. If they're going to get Crawford out there sometime in the summer, there has to be some mild intrigue to the match. And there is no intrigue to Danny Garcia off a loss over a year ago. He didn't fight at all last year. You can't put him on pay-per-view and think it's like, bro, we already know Crawford don't sell like that. Fucking Danny off a loss, bro, this shit ain't going to move no units. We got to conjure up high hairline Keith Thurman.
Well, they say Thurman's the only option. And after his rambunctious fight against Barrios on pay-per-view, by the way.
Bro, let's not forget, Danny Garcia is doing good. He's not gonna get crucified on pay-per-view against Terence Crawford.
Of course,
he's doing good. He's flipping houses on in his native land.
That's actually the truth. That's actually the truth.
Be inactive. Be inactive anyway.
Thurman is strapped for cash, and you can see that.
Yeah.
Danny got enough money to buy ugly
Yeah.
clothes. That should tell you if a motherfucker got enough money to buy ugly ass clothes.
There's his own clothing line.
Hey, Jules, he's
Porter was wearing-
competing. He's competing with Rolly, man.
No, but on some, if you see a motherfucker that he got enough money that his clothes is ugly and fucked up, that motherfucker got paper. Like he must sell a lot of cocaine in Philadelphia or whatever he doing. Like
you know what? I mean, but Jules, you know what, fellas, you know what? Crawford could use a tune-up. Honestly, I'm not opposed to the Thurman fight. He needs a highlight reel knockout on his resume. You know what I mean?
He needs a fight before that. He cannot go into undisputed with coming out not fighting. He has to fight somebody.
But just remember, guys, as we speak, Boogeyman Bud is still sparring fresh and fly young guys like Shakur Stevenson. He just posted. He sparred Keyshawn Davis. He sparred Shakur. He literally sparring with young guys that's quick. So it's like going in there and dealing with a slow ass Thurman. Like,
Jules, he was just photographed with Devin Haney in a snap with Steve Conte in the gym. So they might have got some rounds in. Who knows?
Who you talking about, Keith Thurman?
No. The Bud and Devin Haney was photographed together. Not Thurman. No.
I see Bud. He lives in my town, right? So I see Bud probably once every 3 to 4 months, and he's always walking around in fight shape. He's always looking about 165, 170 tops. He is always looking ready, like just a step away from fight shape. Maybe a couple weeks out.
Who seen Chuck Norris in Missing Action? That's Bud. Bud is Chuck Norris, bro. Chuck Norris, bees. He always ready. Always.
It's because Bud's cut from that old school cloth, man. That's why.
Real shit. Let me read these super
The
chats.
one where he goes in to get the guys
To get the POWs, bro. To get the POWs. Let me read the super chat. Drew says Lady Chan's so fine and a voice too.
Yes, she is.
I totally agree.
Drew said, let's calm our tits. Crawford ain't no Duran. You better cut that shit out when you get a 3-time on Drew.
Hey, Drew. Come on, bro.
Mike Tyson beat up a drunk idiot on a plane. What do you think? I think if you play stupid games, you're going to win stupid prizes. That's what I think about that.
Exactly.
Play stupid games, win stupid. Because ain't nothing else need be said. Like, it's common sense. Why would you antagonize him of all people? For what? You try to get beat up?
Like Jules, like seriously, if it was me, if like my boys, I'm like, dude, bro, are you trying to have him kill us both?
That's how you know his friend don't like him.
Why was Mike flying coach? That's what happened. Coach.
That was coach.
I think that was coach. Yeah.
That wasn't first class.
No, that looked like first class.
No, that
looks like first class. That was first class.
That don't look like our version of first class. That looked like coach to me.
Let me read the next one. Bud having sons that wrestle keep him motivated to be in shape too. Yeah, Bud bought the life, man. He bought the life, and I think that Keith Thurman been petitioning a lot, or he been talking a lot, I should say, because I don't actually think he wants to fight, but he knows what he is, and he knows what time it is. Like, bro, you went the distance with Mario Barrio.
Jules, he's a snake oil salesman. That's what he is.
Yeah, like, come on, be like, we know what time it is. Like, the best thing you could do now to sail off into the sunset with your joint, because I won't be surprised to hear it after that. He fight Bud, and he get knocked out, and then he going nut in that joint. That
He's gonna bust a few.
Yeah, like, cause that's it.
But does Keith Thurman, he still does beat Conor Ben, right?
No, I don't. Honest to God, I don't. You want my honest opinion? No. Let me talk. My honest opinion? No, I would not pick Keith Thurman to win that fight.
Well, then you have to put Conor Ben slightly higher up than the welterweight.
No, wait a minute. But that's because I have Keith Thurman very low.
Okay.
In other words, let me put it to you this way, Chan. Do you think that same Mario Barrios that he fought, do you think he would go 12 rounds with Stanionis?
Who would go around, Keith or
Mario Barrios?
Go 12 rounds with Stanionis?
Do you think he would?
No.
Do you think he would go 12 rounds with Butaev?
No.
Do you think he would go 12 rounds with Jaron Ennis?
No.
Do you think he would go 12 rounds with Virgil Ortiz?
Be stopped.
So I think now
What about
based
what
on
about
now,
Connor?
let me say this. So let me say this. Based on the Conor Ben that I have seen, while he might have defensive lapses in judgment,
Yeah.
his power is real. Like it's not made up. I'm like, nah, if you stand in front of this guy and let him hit you, he's gonna take you out. Now it becomes a question: do I think Conor Ben hits as hard as Gervonta Davis does at 140? Yes. What the fuck? Yes.
Mhm.
I think if Gervonta could knock out Mario Barrios at 140, I'd wager he could knock out Mario Barrios at 147. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not hard. That's not a tough sell. So then
Yeah.
when we look at that, not a triangle theory, we're gauging power. Keith Thurman don't take a good punch no more. If you've been paying attention, like look at his last couple of fights. He
Dead.
got in trouble with Manny and got dropped. He got in trouble with Jose Cito Lopez before that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he don't like it to the body either.
And he don't like it to the body. I'm like, nah, it's
Yeah,
not.
that's what Barrios hurt him to the body too in that fight.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Yep.
that's
As soon as Keith gets hit to the body, he starts moonwalking.
That's
That's
Queef's Achilles heel, man. That's what's going to take him out is them body shots.
Yeah. He
I
takes
think making 147 has been killing Keith for a long time
Yeah,
because
could've
he
been.
actually started. He actually started when he was on HBO. Some people might remember this. He was fighting guys at 154.
He was
He
154
was,
himself. He was.
he was, but the real this the thing. Keith ain't but 5'7". He is not a big guy. The real reason that Keith is killing himself is because he's idle for too long. He doesn't have the frame to be a junior middleweight. He get annihilated up there, bro. Annihilated. If he went up there right now, little 5'7" Keith,
Yeah. They beat him.
he'd get it.
Yeah, too
They
short.
would beat the fuck like yo dog. He wouldn't have hair after them fights. He'd be completely bald all over like a fucking chihuahua.
That's the same problem Sean Porter had, though. To be
Yeah.
fair, he because he fought early in his career at 154, and it was like, nah,
Yeah,
too
exactly.
short.
But
They got the Curtis Stevens syndrome where it's like, yeah, you a heavy little motherfucker, but you still a little motherfucker.
yeah.
Cause Curtis Stevens, he fought as high as light heavyweight. No, as high as super middleweight. That I know. He fought as, but like, you mad little, yo. Them guys gonna play with you, man. Like, you better stay away from them guys. Then he got the shit beat out of him by Triple G, and you know.
Yeah. Rest is history.
Rest is history, yo. Like he went down to 54 thinking he gonna get some. He went down to 54 thinking that he would be more durable there. No, you've been making these other weights for too long. Your punch resistance is gone, bro. Really, the Lemieux fight is when you knew, like, yo, it's over.
Ooh,
for
oh
Curtis.
my
Yeah.
god! Oh my!
Oh,
I remember
yeah.
that. Oh holy!
One
Brutal.
punch KO.
He
Jesus.
cold slapped him like sleep.
Who's he
Cold.
fighting? Is he fighting?
He about to fight Benavidez, and he gonna get the shit. I mean,
Nice
I'll
knowing,
look.
nice knowing you, David Lemieux. It's been fun.
Yo, but the funny shit is, somebody said it. I'm not banking on this, by the way, but somebody said, like, yo, what if Lemieux just got one last big left hook?
No, he don't got it.
Of course not, bro. He had to
Got
pick
it.
himself up off the canvas with Rohan Murdoch. Like I think it was Rohan Murdoch. No, it was Burzak. It was Max Burzak. Like, bro, this dude is finished, but Lemieux got that same problem because Lemieux's not a big guy.
No.
But you too big to keep making middleweight. You can't make it no more. So
I mean, and I think his power is when
He
you
was
think
passing
I
out
don't
on
think
the
he's carried his.
scales,
I don't
remember?
think he's carried his power up there.
No, he didn't.
And like the only reason he, like I said this before, he's made the weight because he can't make 160. That's the only reason why he's there.
and y'all know how he fight. He a pressure guy. That's how he fight. He come forward and and go for it. That's how he fight. You gonna go for that shit with David, and he gonna get put out.
So where's Danny Jacobs going? He's done, right?
He about to fight Munguia.
Oh shit!
Really?
Legit, yeah. He about to
Going all
fight
the way back
Munguia.
down to 160.
That's at a catchweight, right?
No, it's at a catchweight. I believe it's 164.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Jacobs.
I think Mangia sleeps him. That's
Probably.
knockout.
Yo, John Ryder hurt him. John Ryder hurt him. For those that forgot, he hurt Danny, and Danny he hurt him in the. It was
I had Danny winning that fight. I'm afraid.
I'm not. Let me say this. So did
Mhm.
Me too.
So did it's fucked up, but yeah. I had him winning the fight, but John Ryder did hurt him in the fight though. He
Yeah.
Know
did.
what that was? Know what that was? That was karma for the Rosado fight. I
Yeah.
That's
believe.
exactly what that
That's
was.
what
Because
it
Danny
was.
didn't win that fight.
Yeah.
No.
He didn't win that Rosado fight, bro. No, you didn't. That
Then
was.
the last fight, Gabe Rosado looked like complete trash.
Jacobs,
I mean-
the Munguia people must be giving Jacobs a lot of money because he should be going up in weight, if anything, not down.
I mean, no, he shouldn't. If you put him at light heavyweight, he gonna get killed, bro.
Jesus, I didn't like his fight with Joe
No
Smith, man.
defense.
Joe was gonna fucking obliterate him.
It,
Like,
it might
that's what I
it
thought.
might be a swan song. It might be a swan song.
Yeah,
Honestly.
he's probably.
I think you're just beating him. This could be it. This might
I
be
mean,
it.
look,
End of the line.
look. He at a point where he don't have nobody behind him. Matchroom is not with him. He not with Matchroom. You know what I mean? He was gonna go to Top Rank till the plan changed. The plan changed, and then he end up with some John Ryder. Now he about to go to Golden Boy and be Golden and get fucking retired.
You see, Jules, about that. Like, so I was confused because I thought that the Rosado fight was the last fight on Danny's contract, and then he went back to the zone for the right to match him for the Ryder fight. So was that a one-off, or did he?
No, that was a one-off. He didn't have.
Okay.
He has no multi-fight deal with nobody right now.
Okay.
With nobody. That's why when the plan changed for Top Rank, he was able to go right back to the zone because the plan. Like, remember what the plan was? They wanted Danny Jacobs, Joe Smith Jr., and Madison Square Garden. Joe got COVID. The plan changed. You out of the shit now, Danny. Danny go right back to Matchroom. Like, all right, Eddie, what you got for me? I got some John Ryder. Bet I take that. That's what that was.
He got paid well.
Yeah, and he got, he got money because he had a name. Like, he's coming off a win, right? So, you know what I mean, boy. Yo,
yeah, but Golden Boy now with what's happened with stupid De La Hoya, is it now not going to put other sides of the streets not wanting to put their fighters with anyone from Golden Boy now?
Is the problem that Golden Boy has. The problem that Golden Boy has is they have the eye like Roberto Diaz, Eric Gomez. Yeah, I have my names mixed up. Roberto Diaz and Eric Gomez are good guys, and they know what they're doing, but it's like they don't have the resources. They don't have no Olympians. They don't have no young blood. They don't have no champions, male champions, I should say. They have no male champions for male fighters to fight, and for their male fighters to fight, they don't have no male fighters champions. So it's like, yo, they kind of fucked up in the game. Like, look at what they doing with Hyman.
Yeah.
Like,
is he ever gonna fight for a title in the next 1 to 2 years?
Bro, he gonna be 60-0. He gonna be 60-0 before he fight for an interim.
On some Julio Cesar Chavez shit.
What's happening on Andrade? So I thought Jaime was gonna fight for the
Nope. This is what's going on with Andre. The dads got together. David Benavidez's dad got up with Andre's dad, and what they talking about is if they make it through both of their next fights, they want to do a fight with them because Andre is a free agent. He not with Matchroom right now. No. So if he makes it past Zach Parker and David survives the onslaught of David Lemieux, if he can survive that shit and hopefully he gets through that fight, hopefully, I'm gonna pray for him. They plan on getting together and doing a fight.
So Andre is PBC bound then, huh?
I mean, like, what the fuck he gonna do, bro? Like,
that's true.
What the fuck can he do, bro?
It wasted all his glory.
But also, if I'm Andre, right, and I just want to be a fucked up piece of shit, I'm going right back to Eddie, bro. You know why? If I beat Zach Parker, I'm interim. We already know Canelo not staying at 68. When that belt go vacant, who WBO champion? Me.
He can fight John Ryder.
I say he should fight that. He should fight for that vacant title. If it goes vacant, go fight for it against Ryder. You know?
Yeah, like why not? John Ryder, UK, your call for the WBO title. Why not? Why not? Like, why I'm gonna go to the peak? Like, in other words, I'm gonna see right now. You not really worth nothing to Eddie, right? Because you ain't got we know you ain't staying at 60.
Yeah.
We know you not, but what you need to show us now is that you could get a belt at 68. If you get a belt at 68, we'll fuck with you because we got some fights for you. We got some guys at this weight. Lerone Richards, you know what I mean? He gonna need to fight somebody.
He's just boring.
No, he is. Look,
that
I
would
ain't
be the most boring fight. Andrade against Lerone.
That's the most exciting fight on the planet, Chan. Cut it out. Cut it
Ah.
out.
Julius,
Cut it
man.
out. Nah, but real shit. Look, they got a couple of guys. They got one or two guys at 68, right? They do though, and those guys need fights, and they need something to shoot for. When the belts get redistributed, if Andrade is in possession of one of those belts, or if he's in line to be in possession of one of those belts, man, fuck David and fuck PBC and fuck Showtime. It's Matchroom times.
Matchroom time.
Matchroom times.
I guess so.
Be in the UK. I'm gonna get this money. This money, yo. Like fuck all that shit. Like fuck it. Like why not?
Yeah.
Hey, any word on when Broner might be fighting again?
Oh,
Who cares?
Really?
Who cares, man?
Like,
Yo, you know what I could go for, guys? Can I get Broner versus Stanio?
Oh
Can
my
I
god!
get
yo, can I get a free murder?
box would be a great achievement.
Let me get Broner.
Or Budayev, either one.
Let me get Broner versus Virgil Ortiz, then Broner versus Ennis, then
That.
Broner versus Stanionis. That's a great sequence.
Like Connor.
I can see him now. I beat
Man,
your
you're
ass.
trying to
I
get
beat your ass.
Broner assassinated, man.
Yeah, that's
Now with Showtime, Showtime already said, Stefan Espinoza, all jokes aside, Stefan Espinoza already said that they're mapping out a comeback fight, another comeback fight for
another with a
Broner.
third comeback.
Right? Like this is like 3-4 comebacks now, bro.
He came back more than Jesus.
De lo mío que lo que José, ya tú sabes, muchas gracias, manín.
Is he gonna run it back with Santiago or what?
I mean, I've been waiting for that rematch. I don't know about y'all. Shit, like I'm excited. I don't know about y'all, but who realistically is probably gonna be Broner versus Barrios.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Oh, no.
That's
You know, I can actually see that shit. I can actually see that. I
The
really
sad
could.
thing is on pay-per-view.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, Broner's must see TV. You must see this. You must. $79.99 on Showtime.
Oh,
He couldn't finish. All right.
His stomach hurt.
Oh, that's
Let me ask
awful.
a question.
Go ahead.
Who's on the
Gotcha.
panel buying the Fury White fight on the panel? Who's buying it? Because I know in America. it's not-
Easily, I am.
I'ma get it.
I'm gonna support my guy because if my guy does this shit, like, look, I don't like my guy's chances. He's still my fucking guy though. Like y'all could go back to 2017. I've been fucking with Dillian White. I've been fucking with. Matter of fact, not even since 2015. Yeah, like 2015. Since the gloves is off. When I see the gloves is off with the AJ shit, but I was like, I like this too, because he just don't give a shit. Like he don't care. Like, oh wow, you want a gold medal? Congratulations. You're great.
I love him.
What had me cracking up? Y'all remember when he had the face off with Chisora? And,
Word,
and he made that toilet out and talk about, I'm gonna go through this, man. Dillian is just staring at him like
he said he gonna go through him like a colonic, and Dillian was like,
he's looking up like that's a winner. That's a winner analogy.
I'm saying, look, I'm buying the fight. I don't give a shit who don't like Dillian White. I've been fucking with Dillian White. I'm buying the fight, and I know that his chances ain't great, and I know that it's a Frank Warren show. And I know all of that, B. But if my guy pull it off, I swear to God, yo, I swear to God.
Yo, fellas, y'all see the press conference. I was telling Chad about this earlier, like at the press conference, how like the dude in the middle was saying, like, you know, Dylan, you climbed to the top of the mountain and you've been here for this lane. He's like, that's what she said.
It's honestly legitimately criminal that they waited 1,000 days to give that guy a shot. Criminal.
It's fucked up, but I mean, like, look, this is the shit about boxing. Like, I'm not trying to get nobody hopes up, right? But it's the heavyweight division. They got history. I'm not going. Fury doesn't look scared per se. He doesn't look scared.
He's kissing his ass. He's really kissing.
I will say that the energy is different than what you saw from the Wilder fight.
Yeah.
Very different. Very different.
Because he's getting in the ring with a guy who can actually fight.
Yeah.
Not only that, but he seems like a guy who's like on his way out. I think with all this Daniel Kinahan shit, like win, lose, or draw,
Yeah,
he's gonna step away
out.
for a
Yo,
while.
they about to lock my
Speaking
man.
of,
Yo, they
speaking
about to
of that,
lock my man up. Be my man,
Word,
Danny.
bro.
They got my
does,
man, B.
does all of
Be my
that
man, Danny.
controversy, Julius, in any way, does that controversy possibly affect the scoring if it goes through the scorecards?
Good question.
Let me say this. Let me just say this. If you look at how Bob Arum has been moving, right? And shout out to Beats because Beats made light of this. Something's going on there. Something is going on there. Some real shit is going on there.
He ain't coming to the fight all of a sudden.
Listen, you see how he been talking about Daniel, right? Bob Arum is a guy who never misses a fight. I swear to God, he never misses a fight. He's at every show damn near, right? He's not going to, he got post-COVID symptoms.
Mild COVID symptoms.
Okay.
At a time when you want
Okay.
at a time when you want to make it clear, I don't got nothing to do with Daniel Kinahan, MTK, or Pro Bellum. I don't know
I
nothing.
don't even like the Irish.
And I'm willing to cooperate. And I'm willing to cooperate with the U.S. government in anything y'all need to know. And you don't want to go to the UK, huh? Just saying, yo.
And what? And remember what did he do before he got into boxing? He was a lawyer
you
for
already,
the government. He was
Bob
a lawyer
Arum,
for the
yo,
government.
look, Alexis, shout out to my man Alexis Ribeiro because he said it best. Bob Arum's Rolodex, nothing like it, bro. Nothing like it. His
the man
Rolodex,
knows his stuff.
he know his shit. And listen, man, he got friends, man. Stop playing with that old man. That's why I see the gangster in Bob. Like, yeah, a lot of people just see an old greedy little, like, nah, you don't make it in this business for 50 fucking years unless you want some real G shit. You can't. Ain't no way.
Bob got guys he can call on
Listen, you see the state of Golden Boy Promotions. You remember main events, Kathy Dude.
Hey, Julius, hang on. Who did Floyd call while he was locked in the bathroom?
This what I'm talking about. Bob, help, yo.
When you see all those gym mirrors being splattered with blood, who do you call? Bob.
Help, Bob, yo. They rolling, B. They got Leonard. They got Leonard.
Yo,
in the
don't play with Carl,
feed,
B. They need cash.
Yeah, Leonard pounded on the door, right?
Bobaphy, Arum is like, yo, I respect it because, like I said, it's certain shit, man. It's a dirty game. So you gotta be a dirty motherfucker to have been in it for 50 years, B. That's what I'm saying. I respect
Just like
it.
Frank Warren. How did he survive? Man's got a dent in his head from a bullet.
My God, he done been punched by Mike Tyson. He done been shot. Look, I know Frank ain't shit, and I get it, but I still respect his gangster. Like, nah, Frank ain't no bitch. Like, Frank is not no bitch, yo. I'm just saying, like, whatever.
He wouldn't have survived.
I know you got Isaac Lowe as the co-man. I get it.
Low ball.
But still. But Frank ain't no bitch. Just keep it.
Everyone's trying to sell their tickets. I got people that have bought £400 each tickets, and they've been trying to sell them now.
Because who want? Because like, yo, look at the show, Chan. Isaac Lowe.
I know.
Hey, Jules.
Yo,
Erratic said it best in the comments. Beware of the old man and the young man's game.
Yo, that's. But
now they've got an English title fight or British title fight now. Is it Karakache? Or...
Yeah, look, man. Look. You pay $41 million, right? Just think about it. You went through all this shit. People getting locked up. Sky Sports is asking Fury mad questions. It's going down. Daniel getting extradited, right? So that Isaac Lowe.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's the chief support, yo. Isaac Lowe.
That's wild.
That's fucking guns, though. Beats said it best. Once again, shout out to Beats. You got a real banger in Daniel Dubois. You got a real banger in Anthony Yard.
Yep.
And Isaac Lowe is who you getting out there.
That's what I don't understand about Frank Warren and his cards, man. Like the guy, he just scrapes the bottom of the barrel.
And fucking
I'm telling
Tommy
you.
fucking Fury, bro. Like,
Oh my
Did
god.
y'all hear that? Did y'all
Not
hear
even,
that? Did
not
y'all,
even Huey.
bruh,
It's
did
not
y'all hear
even
Shades
that?
of Triple G.
It's friggin'
Did y'all hear that
Tommy
Shades of
Fury.
Triple G shit? That
That's
is
Shades
yo,
of
dangerous.
Triple
did
G.
I hear that shit? I'm
Oh.
like, but look at who is coming from Big John though. Like, bro, like John is like, yo, that's the
Oh,
good
he
thing.
ratchet. He
You
just
know,
ratchet.
Bro.
Big John was funny in the beginning, but now he's wearing out, man. It's
Nah,
like
he
been worn out.
he been like when he as soon as you saw that he thought like why you talking to Carl Frampton like that, bro? Who you think
yeah,
you
that
are?
was like
Carl
that was
Frampton's
wrong,
like
man.
4'9".
It's more like you have reached the point when I seen that, right? Like Carl is a little pint sized
He's like 5'3".
but he's a nice. Like I always liked it, Carl Frampton. Well, nah, I didn't because he ducked Rigo, but still,
Yeah.
like I like Carl's comp. Leave Carl alone. You
Yeah.
fucking the fuck, yo. Leave Carl the fuck alone. What the fuck? Because Tommy ain't shit. You want what you want people to lie? Tommy ain't
Yeah.
shit.
You know what he is. You know, yo, fellas, you guys, you know what he is. Like somebody, I forget who said this on one of the panels, but somebody said he's a he's a future Marcellus Wilder.
Yeah.
I mean, really,
That's
yeah.
who he
If
is.
you
Like,
being, if we, bro, look, what's his division? Like heavyweight?
Light heavy.
Bro,
yeah,
who the
yeah.
fuck he gonna be that light heavyweight?
Nobody.
Nobody.
Ooh. Like, bro, you don't beat
Nobody.
nobody, bro. No
I'm struggling
one.
to think. I'm struggling to think, Julius.
No
Yo,
one.
you know what they need to
75.
do? They need to hurry up and get him a title shot with Artur better.
No. I got it. Is Sullivan
Julius, he's
Pereira
trying to get him
still
killed,
active?
man.
You know what I'm saying? I like his chances against Artur.
I don't.
Oh,
I
what,
don't.
to hit the
You
canvas
lying,
and
Judy.
bleed?
No, he's a Fury fan. He's a Fury, right? The fighting Furies, they fucking furious.
Family, but hey.
Dude,
You know,
if
maybe
Tommy
his
fights,
resume is probably shades of Golovkin, but I don't know about his
Actually,
skill set.
no. Wait a minute. He's perfectly safe because he'll pull out of the fight before it happens.
Yeah.
dude,
Man,
if
shit.
Tommy fights Beterbiev, could he donate his organs after that?
Bro, of course, like shit. They gonna split him up like they gonna cut him up like a pizza. Like you need a lung.
Maybe.
Make him
I think
sign a donor
Beterbiev is
card.
too
It's all
extreme.
the same.
How about
donatable.
Buatsi?
They won't even be
You know what?
donatable.
Just feed him to Buatsi.
Bruh, that's this and see this is what makes me mad. I'm glad you said that. You got guys like Felix Cash and Denzel Bentley that at the domestic level they having the fights that need to be had. They're like, yo, you got to go through the gears, bro. You know, you got to go through your own first before you hit that world level. So you got Felix Cash, Denzel Bentley. You had Joe Joyce versus Daniel Dubois. You got Craig Richards and Joshua Buatsi. They about to do the damn thing. And this fucking like the fuck you fought a fucking guy that had not fought in 3 years, and he had an 0-1 record.
That was Jake Paul's sparring partner. That was a sparring partner.
Like, is this real, B? This is real.
This is real. This is happening.
Fucking embarrassing, bro.
Yeah.
It's almost like it's not the undercard. The way it looked like it's not a big event. Like it's just an average York Hall
Nah,
card.
man, this motherfucker with all that moose in his hair, he got the fucking nerve today to sit there and say, I didn't have Jake Paul on my like. You haven't shut the fuck up about Jake Paul yet.
Bro, Jake Paul is living in his head rent free, B.O. Come on now.
Yeah.
Free.
He's better than Jake Paul. He would beat really
Bro, you shit the bed. It's over. It's over.
Yo, listen,
all right?
You really are a Fury. That's how I know you, because I wondered, like, he don't look like John and he don't look like Tyson. You sure he's a Fury?
They got different mums.
But now we know he a Fury. Why? Because he fucking contradict. How you gonna sit there and say you're not thinking about Jake and you can't shut the fuck up about Jake? You definitely a Fury.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, you saw how they were interviewing Tyson Fury, and he just kept repeating himself that I don't want any. It's none of my business. It's his business. And I'm like, yo, if you're a Fury fan, you're like, Coño, get the fuck out of there, man. Like, can't you see they're fucking like interrogating you?
When them US, listen, you could do that to Sky. You could do that to them. When them boys, when them G-men, when they start asking you some shit, you better have some answers, because Fury, see, everybody, a lot of fighters have taken pictures with Zenial, right? A lot of them. But no one has implicated themselves more than Tyson Fury.
Exactly.
You implicated yourself back when Fury was still overweight in 2016. There's pictures of him online with Daniel.
Fat as fuck.
They said Daniel, this the bad part. The details that's out there spark questions. There's a book out. They say Daniel Kinahan paid your debts. Why did he do that? Why? What's your relationship with Daniel? What are you privy to? All of that. See, like I could go up to Daniel. My guy was goody, and that's nothing. That's a picture. You on a personal level with Daniel, with Zaniel. It's going down, bro.
He gonna start
Is
saying
it at the point? Is it at the point where it's going to materially affect his performance in the ring?
That's the question. That's a great question.
I feel like we're at least teetering on the edge, if not already. Just by his responses and body language, and
he looks stressed, bro.
I just think back to that interview.
Dillian, real quick. Meanwhile, my guy Dillian has been doing exactly what I've always said, Julius. This is what I've always said. I've said it here. This is if you're dealing with Fury, this is what you do. Do not engage him.
Exactly.
Shut him out. Do not engage him because it's pointless.
Listen, I don't even want to pick against my guy. Like I don't want to because I'm like, look, the deck is
talking myself into it. It could be the right time. It could be the right time.
That's the thing that this is. See, let me say this. What Fury did, the stupid ass Americans, most Americans didn't realize, like, yo, bro, this dude is only doing this shit because he's a social pariah in the UK. Yeah, because most Americans wasn't paying attention to the heavyweight division in 2015. Not really. No, they wasn't. When Fury won that shit and he said all that shit and they was asking him questions, he was a social fucking pariah. That's a part of the reason he dipped. Because, like, you won all them belts and people still don't fuck with you, bro. They still don't like you.
Yeah.
You came to America. Oh, I am a hero. No man in Soxa City could beat Tyson Fury. And the Americans ate that shit up just because they like your accent. But the Brits, we
were sick of him. We've been sick of him.
There you go. See?
Hey, Jules, serious question. Do you think the Fury being implicated with Kinahan or whatever, do you think that could have, be part of the reason why he's talking about retiring? Because if something comes out, it
absolutely, bro. Literally, absolutely.
I think Lady Chan made a video saying that Tyson was told to retire, and could that be part of it? Because if stuff starts coming out, he'll get implicated, and then next thing you know,
I'll tell y'all what. I'm gonna defer y'all to somebody that stumbled upon this more than I did, or quicker than I did. And the more I think about it, the more it makes sense. Now, 2 weeks ago, Bob Arum said that the relationship between him and Daniel changed because Daniel started employing bully tactics. What do we know about Bob and Fury? This is his last fight under Top Rank, right?
Right.
What do we know about Daniel? Daniel was trying to invade the American market. He was getting too big. He jumped in, Probellum. Even though there's no official connection, we know Probellum is Daniel. We all know this. And they jumped into bed with everybody. Bob being an OG, you getting too big, my guy. You getting too big. I'm gonna go on my Rolodex and call my buddies, and we gonna sort you out. Daniel been in Dubai for years. No problems, bro. No issues. But here, and now they all over you. It's like they knew everything you were doing. Who could have been privy to all of this information? It happens all the time on a lower level, man. Somebody dropped a dime on that boy.
That's why when he was like rambling on, I'm like, that's it. I'm not gonna be doing any more interviews with Sky Sports. I'm like, bro, you could have ended that interview like 3 minutes ago, but you kept on talking.
He's stressed, bro. He's stressed.
Yeah.
Like,
He's
what we
stressed,
should
but
do?
he still likes to talk. Like
I should fly out tonight. Go to the UK. Just wrap a Sky sticker on a mic, and just me and Lady Chan just ask him mad questions. That's uncomfortable right before the fight.
Use that CIA training.
Like so Dillian White, Daniel Kinahan, Daniel White, just make him so uncomfortable that he stopped thinking about Dillian and get knocked out.
Buy that ticket, Jules. Buy that ticket.
I go fly out tonight, be like, yo, I'm gonna ask Fury all about. So what is Daniel Kinahan like? Does he like his steak medium rare, well done? You know what I'm saying?
Oh God, yeah.
Real shit, yo. Fly out tonight, yo. I gotta talk to Fury, and I'm gonna rap. I'm gonna buy a little microphone, then I'm gonna get like a little Sky Sports stick and rap.
Yep.
Jules, you
So
were
Tyson,
right,
what's
though.
Daniel's like handicapping golf? Like, you know, like that's
Real shit, yo. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Here's the real question. How much of a How much of a tab did he run up with Mr. Zinahan during that 3-year layoff?
It makes you wonder. All jokes aside, it makes you wonder, man. It does.
Nah, I mean, honest. Look, this is the
What were the rumors, Julius, of what he was doing in his free time at that time? I'm just saying.
Listen, somebody paid Martin Carefoot to shut up. Somebody did.
Try him.
Somebody made all of that shit go away. Somebody did.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
This is like an episode of Law and Order or some shit.
Bro, I'm trying to yo, I'm gonna let y'all in on a secret. I'm really the DEA. Now I'm just playing.
CIA.
I'm the DICK. No, I'm both. I'm the DICK.
But Jules, you said, I mean, like how Daniel Cannon, like how he's taking photos, like that's a dumbass criminal.
Nah,
like,
this the thing. No. If being real, look, it's behind the scenes people, right? Behind the scenes people know how to stay there. This has to have been an ego thing for Daniel because this operation could have ran so smoothly if you just stay out of the media. That's literally all you had to do was stay out of the media. Really, yeah. Like just like Al Heyman gets out of a lot of shit because he ain't in front of nobody microphone, he ain't in front of nobody camera. But Daniel, you taking pictures with Fury and Mick Conlon and all these like
the most.
You like what? Like why would you want to be seen in a picture with Mick Conlon, who represented Ireland in the Olympics? You wilding like for what?
Left now from.
If you would have gone incognito, you would have avoided all the scrutiny.
Mick Conlon's denounced. He's left from under.
Yeah, but he's look. This the thing. The Irish is on this more than anybody. Like really, you know, because they really the ones that made sure. Like all these years, they would not shut the fuck up about Daniel. Like so what? He killed some people. He sold some coke. Big deal. But they wouldn't leave it alone, right? Mick Conlon gotta be a social pariah at this point, cause it's like, bro, you all in them pictures with that dude. Him and you and your brother Jamie.
Yeah,
that's not good, man.
So I mean, like it's bad, bro. Like, and the last I heard is they about to extradite Daniel. It has come to that. They're gonna extradite him. The UAE's gonna arrest him, extradite him to Ireland.
Wow.
The chickens have come home to roost.
Have they not? Yeah, you know I mean, when he start naming names, bro, because they go, bro. You know damn good and well they gonna try to hit him with everything, B.
Dude, that shit about the warrant, that shit is crazy.
It's a wrap, bro.
Dude,
yeah, that was a game changer.
You know how well connected you have to be to make a fucking warrant disappear? Not losing evidence. A warrant disappear over nothing.
Bro, I'm
you
still
need
hoping...
to pay a fucking detective. Just a fucking detective? No.
I want him to beat the charges, man.
Yeah, bro, whose side are you on?
What, bro? You do nothing? He ain't doing nothing that the CIA ain't doing. What the fuck? How you think all that cocaine and all them drugs was getting in here all these years? What you think, motherfuckers is hot? Like, bro, the CIA doing that. So why Daniel gotta be the bad guy?
Is in on it too, man. All the
competition, Julius. Competition. That's all it is.
That's all it is, bro. It's
they pulling a Manuel Noriega on them, man.
To me, look, man, motherfuckers want to get high, and if motherfuckers dying, you know why motherfuckers dying? I'm gonna tell you why. They fucking up. because ain't nobody gotta die for you to do that. If you motherfuckers getting shot, somebody fucked up. If motherfuckers getting shot, that's straight cheese. Somebody fucking up because motherfuckers you don't want to have to do that. All I'm saying is Daniel is no better and no worse than the U.S. government because all those drugs did not get into this country by accident. The CIA does that. Everybody knows that. There's no way you get through customs with all these pounds and pounds and pounds and pounds and pounds. Like, really? How, bro? How? The CIA letting all that shit in here.
I heard from Beat. I think one of Beat's latest videos that MTK's like management fee was like really low because the money was flowing right in, all that laundry money.
Yeah, because what you do is okay. I got a fighter. My fighter is Lady Chan, right? And I'm I'm gonna say, well, I made $1 million off of Lady Chan, when in reality, I ain't gonna charge her nothing. I'm just fudging the numbers to justify the drug money that I got. Like, I need to make this money real and clean. So I'm gonna say that I got it off of managing this fighter. That's what you're going, and you're going to do that with everything. Like, you looked at Sonny Edwards' last fight, man. Empty tennis court. But I could go in the books, be like, yeah, but a ticket was like 25 G's to be at that tennis court. And how you going to tell me it's not? These are my books.
Yeah, of course.
My books.
Yeah.
But it's a good thing that they're ceasing operations because they got to cook the books.
Bro, I want him. Let's fight this shit, Daniel. Fuck that.
Run.
But he ain't got nowhere to go. I wanted him to go to Iran. But
wait, what?
Because Iran not going to work with the U.S. government. So go to Iran. Go to Iran. Get out of here.
Go to Venezuela.
What? No, hang on, hold on. Walk me. How does he pull this off? How does he convince her? Does he go, hey, I got a bunch of yayo?
You sure can shit? Yo, I got coke, bro. I got mad coke.
It's gonna be. It's pretty much gonna be like the end of Goodfellas, man. They're gonna flush it down the toilet.
Man, Rick James couldn't even pull that shit off, man. Come on.
Question for Doc and Country. Y'all related? Y'all kind of sounded like I'm kind of having. I'm sorry.
We just got a similar laugh, bro. That's all.
Hey man, all I'm saying is, look, all jokes aside, right? They got to bring them to justice and all these things. But the only real reason they're making such a stink out of it is because he's a foreigner. Boxing is full of shady characters. We ain't got a name or any, but boxing is full of shady characters. And the only real reason they're outraged is because it's a foreigner. That's all it really is. Like, when the fuck did Americans start giving a fuck about sketchy characters in boxing? The only reason that this story actually has my attention is because of who it potentially implicates. Motherfuckers can't sit here acting like they never did no business with MTK. A lot of people did business with MTK. A lot of people.
Yeah, and now all the rats are scattering, man.
To your point, Julius, did they ever spend this much energy on Don King?
No. Exactly.
No. That's what I'm saying. Like, if it's about corruption, right? Why stop at Daniel Kinahan?
Basics.
Because Daniel did something to piss somebody off.
It seems like he did. It does kind of seem like he particularly shit in some of the wrong person's Wheaties.
Yep. You know what look, Beats said the shit. It's his conspiracy theory, but I believe it the more I think about it. He got too big. That's really what's going on. He got too big, and he became a threat. He became, I believe, right, based on what Beats said, he just became a threat for the game. For the game that's in town, basically, because, like, all jokes aside, we see Bob. Bob is not everything. There's something behind that. We see, like top rank Vegas. It's something behind that. Just assume.
Well, I mean, even Al Heyman in PBC. I mean, he was involved in the music business. You don't think there's anything shady with that too? I mean,
exactly.
All these characters.
Man, you're doing stuff and you're not trying to be in front of the camera.
Okay, so yeah. Now I get what you meant when you said Bob opened up the Rolodex and made some phone calls.
I think that now you understand me though, Doc. You understand me that, like, yo,
this guy.
Now you think you get into the point where you think you could lean on people because we was rocking with you. And obviously, we ain't just gonna be saying shit to be saying shit. But now you think you could lean on us?
Hey, Jules. Hey, Jules, that's the U.S. government's MO, though, man. If they think you're getting too big, no matter who you are, they will take you down.
Now what I'm saying.
If they can do it
No. Wait. What I'm saying. Wait, listen to me.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is before the U.S. government got involved, you got too big in the britches. That's what I'm saying. And somebody tipped them off. That's what I'm saying. Somebody tipped them off because the way they went after people. See, I thought this was gonna take years. The way they're moving communicates to me. You have the information you need. You have it. You know what you need to know about him. That's why you're moving so quick. If it was the way it's being presented, it would have taken much longer. You have what you need to know about him because somebody's telling you.
Yeah.
They're moving how he go from operating with complete immunity for years. Nobody can touch this fucking guy. Never been prosecuted of anything in Ireland whatsoever. Nothing. They never made nothing stick. All of a sudden, this guy can't get away nowhere. They cutting off all exits. Like, nah, somebody told them something, man.
Who's the rat?
Who stands to benefit, Jay? Whoever stands to benefit, that's the one that did it.
Yeah.
It's probably a long list, man. Who knows?
Now, I'm gonna get out of here.
Who stands to benefit and has the requisite connections?
You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say nothing, but I'm saying.
Hey, wouldn't that be messed up if it was Tyson Fury the whole time?
Bro, Tyson Fury the stool pigeon.
Tyson. I don't know what he's up to. The whole time he talking, he the CI.
Bro, that'd be
some
so
Vince McMahon shit. It was me all along.
I got you now, Daniel. Yo, you never know, man. You never know until you know. And I'm going to bed. Y'all, take it easy.
Yo.
Peace.
Have a good night, man.
Have a good night, everybody.
Jules, one last thing. One last thing. Where did you get that?
Come on. They need to ship his ass out of fucking Mayweather Promotions.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. Where did you get that, Jules?
Yo.
Daniel Kinahan.
You look funny.
Daniel Kinahan.
Daniel Kinahan.
Later, man.
I need to know where you got that jacket before you go. Where you get that jacket?
Oh shit! All right,
Have a good night.
All right, good night, man. Good night, everybody.
Night.
Good night, Lady Chan.